That's us. We're live. Good evening and welcome along. This is episode 2 of Pathfinder Thursdays. We started out last week doing the stream of this. Unfortunately, it was the second session in our campaign, but it was episode 1, so that could get a bit confusing. We did a bit of a recap last week of what happened in our first session. Then you watched, obviously, the first episode. Kevin is the DM. There's myself, Daryl, Daron, Tommy, and Shay. Character bits and pieces. Just for now, if you refer back to episode 1, we're going to work on something to get it in the overlay, and then that'll be good.
Yep.
Quick recap on the last session. So we awoke. Well, the group awoke in a tavern. To a message from Bothan the Lawhammer. He, for those of you playing at home, is the Justicar and head of the Freeport Guard. So he's one of the group's friends. He gave them a memo. On the memo it said, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, Alexander Roby, who played the second son in the play that we all went and saw in the first session, went a bit crazy and went a bit stabby at an inn, and he was being held in an asylum. Bothan wanted our expert opinion on what was going on with him, whether he was just crazy or if he's gone mad or enchanted or something like that. So as a group, we decided, well, firstly that we'd leave the boulder at the inn because he seems to be sleeping in a lot at the moment. Unfortunately, he's busy doing other things and isn't being able to make the session, so Kevin's expertly written him out by just not including him. And the Count of Saint Germain, Sasha Pandasar and Urbag Rocksteady decided to head off to the asylum. They were followed by the Tiefling, the Arcane Archer, very stealthily, and basically the group plus the Tiefling ended up at the Freeport Asylum. The asylum was described being a 3-story building with an admin building that was only 1 story, a steep roof, lots of barred windows, all that sort of thing. When the group approached the asylum, there was a human knight standing there with a couple of his what do they call them? Squires, yeah. So we don't actually know the real name of the squires because well, apparently he can't remember them himself. His name is Sir Eric Brighthammer. And he was bearing the crest of Uthar Cal, which is like a group of knights, a knightly order. He couldn't get in, the guards wouldn't let him in, so we had a chat with him, figured out a couple of things that he wanted to do. For much to Kevin's surprise, we actually wanted to help someone out for a change. So we had a chat with him, got a bit of information. He was looking for some items that was stolen from the Order of Uthar Cal. Yeah. So we said, hey, we'll get you in if we can. We tried to get him in through trickery. That didn't really work. So Sasha had a plan to talk to basically the head of the asylum later to see if we could get him in. The orderlies at the gate took us to see the head of the asylum, Dr. Arthur Amos. He spoke to us. We said, hey, we want to go and talk to Alexander Roby. Here's the note that we got from Bothan. He wants to... The note? What?
Nothing.
No, nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Continue.
That's basically what happened.
No, it wasn't that.
Okay, something completely different.
Sorry, carry on. Carry on. Unrelated to anything.
Unrelated to anything. Okay, good. And Dr. Arthur Amos, after a little bit of discussion about possibly one of us being slightly crazier than the other ones, got Nurse Mark Evans to take us to the cell that Alexander was held in. We started talking to him and realised that... What?
He's lost his marbles.
You've just lost it? Okay. Alright, I'm sure after this drink we'll find out exactly what Tommy was laughing about. So we spoke to Alexander Roby. We figured out that he was in fact mental.
As Tommy just demonstrated, right?
As Tommy just
I'm in
demonstrated.
character. I'm in character right now.
On mentioning, like we asked him a bunch of questions, he was unresponsive. On mentioning the Yellow King, he became a bit responsive and had a bit of a soliloquy. And I can't read my own notes, but he said something about Delia and something about Montague, and a couple of other bits and pieces. Started raving about a ship, and Tommy's character decided to see the guy next door, who we found was an equally stark raving mad dwarf by the name of Bruno. He'd been there in 6 months. He sees demons and stuff like that, so that's always good. Then Bruno was saying about how Alexander talks to someone at night and talks to them about other things, including the ship. They talk about a ship and
Yep,
hidden
talk about a ship.
hidden things.
Hidden things, the ship,
Hidden things.
and a painter.
And a painter. So we decided with that information, after Tommy's character came back into the room, he said, "Oh, that guy next door's mad." He said something about this, this, and this. So we started searching the room after we basically bribed the guard. Oh, blackmailed is probably a better word. We blackmailed the guard.
Bit of both.
Bit of both.
The head nurse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bit of blackmail, bit of bribery. So that's how that went down. We found, when we were searching, we found in the mattress a torn piece of a painting. The torn piece of the painting was the back of a ship, or you could see with the letters D-A-R, which was the beginning of the word.
Yes, the
Believe.
beginning of the word.
Yep.
Of the name of the ship.
And we found out that Alexander had been previously staying at the Lucky Coin Inn, which is in fact where he started stabbing people, and he was a travelling actor, so he didn't actually live there. The Tiefling went off to try and find out where he lived, so we're still not really sure how that... Oh, we are sure how that went, but then the Tiefling eventually found out and ended up at the Lucky Coin, which was cool. The dog is licking my hand, that's fine. We made the decision to go to the Lucky Coin Inn. We bumped into the Tiefling Aisha. Sorry. We bumped into the Tiefling Aisha. And there was some awkwardness at the door between Aisha and the Count. Sasha and Aisha went in, we all followed after a bit of a standoff. We noticed as we walked in there was a halfling female who had a particular attraction to Urbag Rocksteady, which made perfect sense because he is a sexy young man. Urbag was chatting to her, got a bottle of wine, then the halfling introduced herself as Olive. She was working as a merchant's bodyguard.
Like your face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lied to my face, basically. And then as she leaned in towards Urbag, who thought it was his lucky day, she stabbed him in the neck with a needle.
A rather large acupuncture needle.
Yeah, poisoning Urbag, who passed his roll. So
Not necessarily.
What?
Sasha did attempt to detect poison. No poison was detected.
oh yeah, okay. So anyway, there was a saving throw which he passed.
Yes.
I don't know.
and-
We still don't know what the saving throw was
Yep,
for.
he passed it.
But he passed it, and the halfling said to Urbag, "The Order of Talos sends their regards," and then stabbed him under his armor with a dagger. So we left with Urbag basically bleeding out a little bit. Tommy's character, the Count of Saint Germain, who has a magical item which is called
The Eyes of Doom.
the Eyes of Doom. The Eyes of Doom, now correct me if I'm wrong, you can tell the living or death state of any being.
Yes.
And so Tommy's character knows, no one else does yet.
So only the Count of Saint Germain knows.
Only the Count of Saint Germain knows that Urbag, I'm playing too much magic. Urbag is not alive, nor is he dead. So that's a slight issue. That's almost where we left off. The halfling fled. I think it was Sasha. Aisha realized that Urbag was bleeding out. Sasha tried to stabilize Urbag. Aisha went after the halfling, but then lost her after tunneling in genie form from memory.
Yes.
And that's more or less where we left off.
Alright. So Aisha is currently in the sewers underneath the city, chasing down the halfling. The off-duty guards have kind of rushed out the back door, trying to figure out what's going on. There they found a hole in the ground that Aisha has made. In addition, both the characters of Sasha and the Count are by Urbag, who is still seated at that table, recovering, but he is not too sure what just happened. He just knows he got stabbed really badly and he started bleeding out. Immediately, the bartender of the Lucky Coin leaps over the bar. He grabs his slightly moist rag that in last week's session he offered the Count, and he goes over to Urbag and attempts to kind of just stop the bleeding, and he mutters to himself, "Not again. It's only been 2 days since my other bar patrons got stabbed. Now another one?" How do you guys wish to react?
Oh, just as one correction.
Yes.
Burrows. This magical burrowing doesn't leave behind a tunnel.
Okay, so there's no actual physical tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's good.
That's fine.
Okay.
The guards are then outside, confused as to where the two characters that they were meant to follow have disappeared. You're currently standing by, the remaining two characters are standing by Urbag. Urbag is fine. He has stopped the bleeding. He has taken quite a lot of damage as well. And the bartender is like by his side, trying to save him with his moist rag on his wound by his side. And
Down
saying,
to
don't die.
37 of
Dying
76.
patrons are bad business for the Lucky Coin.
The
Thanks,
previous
man. I'm so glad you care so much.
the previous incident you're referring to, the knife attack by the crazy person
Yes.
2 days ago?
2 days ago, the crazy... I think he was an actor of some sort. We did make some small talk when, things went south.
Okay.
Yes.
What did he mention? What did you talk about?
He looks at you and he says...
You're stabilized.
He looks at the Count and he asks, "What is it to you?" You know, why are you asking such questions about horrific deeds?
Oh,
You don't seem to be part of the city guard.
Well, no, but we have a personal request from Bothan to investigate this matter.
You may roll a diplomacy roll.
15.
No, that's fine. He recognizes the name Bothan and he immediately respects the words, the authoritative words that are coming from your mouth because you know you've said it with confidence.
Can I interrupt
Yes, you may.
and say the best thing that would help our dear friend who's been stabbed here would be any information or any items you managed to find in Alexander Roby's room.
Not very much was found there. Some of his costumes, a couple of minor personal effects, a couple of coin which we have kept due to his causing of the damage in the tavern the previous nights. Other than that, everything else has been turned over to the guard.
Could we have the remaining items just in case there is a note in them? Don't want to fight about it.
He says, we didn't really keep many of the remaining items. Any valuables that were unimportant, the guards let us have, and then they were just sold in the market the next day. Okay? Pretty much for coin, nothing of interest. Alright, the barkeep turns back to the count, and he says, Alexander Roby came in late that night. He ordered a few drinks and appeared to be waiting for someone else. He then seemed to see something in the doorway, though the door did not open and no one entered at that time. There was fear in his eyes. He started yelling that he was sorry and that they never meant to make him mad. That he only wanted the play to be something special before he defensively picked up some knives and started attacking people indiscriminately, trying to flee from the tavern.
Did he say who he was waiting for?
He did not. And the door did not open. So he seemed to think that whatever he was waiting for had entered the room with him. I've seen crazy people in my time, and I believe this man was sent to the asylum almost immediately when he was subdued and taken away.
You're blocking my car, Dan. You need to get out.
Where's Darren's car?
Getting fixed in the mechanic because of people constantly hitting his car.
Oh.
It happens more than a couple of times. You have to think, is that,
Oh no, we were.
The two of you have heard that information.
I'm just
You're still kind of stunned at what happened.
Just out of character.
Yes.
I'm surprised that the Count hasn't gone, oh, hey, by the way, Urbag, you're not alive or dead.
Well, the Count decides to keep some information to himself.
Those are mine.
Why are they on my couch?
Because that's where I put them.
Shoes don't go on couches.
Well, I mean,
It's not
sorry.
actually relevant information as far as the Count's concerned.
Perhaps.
Let's be honest, who cares if
Yeah.
he's alive or dead?
Who knows what Urbag's been doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who knows what form of syphilis he's gotten from somewhere.
Urbag the halfling, you are, like I said, you are feeling kind of stunned as to what happened, that suddenness of the attack. You know, you thought things were going good with this new halfling girl that you met.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can see my wound though, can't I?
Yes, you can see your wound. It has healed up, but like I said, there is a yellowish tinge, pale yellowish tinge to your skin. There is something amiss, even with the magical healing.
I say to Sasha, does that look right to you?
And on saying that, can I do a heal check?
You may indeed do a heal check.
30.
30. It definitely does not look right to you. You are sure that it is some kind of disease or curse.
Oh,
However, it is beyond your ability to figure out what it is. Taking him to perhaps a church of some sort might be helpful.
Just put me up to speed. I remember last time my part ended with finding out the Olive who stabbed Urbag had disappeared via some sort of teleportation spell.
A dimension door spell. We'll let that stick, even though you technically, like you said, couldn't really follow her if she's gone behind walls and underground.
Yeah. Okay. So if I can't find her, I will turn back and head back to the lucky coin.
Yes, that is not a problem. Within 10-15 minutes of game time, I'll just say you enter back into the inn.
Could I do a knowledge religion check to find out where would be the best place to take him?
Yes, you may.
From what I know and what I've... that is 12.
The best you can surmise is to go for the largest, most popular church in this town, this city, the Church of Abadar, God of Travelers, I believe. Abadar. Yeah. Someone was a follower of Abadar.
I think it was. Forgotten the dwarf's name.
Although you would have preferred the Church
So
of
it
Timot,
he was.
however,
Yeah, I remember he was a god of civilization and trade.
yes,
And
civilization and
wealth and maybe
trade. I want
merchants.
to say like cities as well.
Yeah,
Sure,
it was cities and wealth.
Yeah.
So civilization and
Yeah.
wealth.
It has established that they are the biggest religious order
At least in cities.
in the city.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
asked what's wrong with him?
Yeah, you walk in right now and
Wait,
you see
do you-
him looking pale at the table.
Yellow.
Yeah. I asked what's
While
wrong
only
with him?
his wound is yellow. Unless
You're
he
the one who
stoops in to look at it, he will
Yeah.
not figure out his wound is.
Yeah. What's
Amiss.
wrong with him?
From what I've managed to find, he definitely has something wrong with him, something that surpasses my power and knowledge to cure him. But if you look at this wound, it's got a awkward, yucky, yellowish tinge to it, and my healing was less effective than it should have been.
Oh, wait, you're a cleric. So that means your magic should have been fine, right?
not a cleric.
I'm
He's an oracle.
not actually a cleric. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm an oracle. I have similar powers, but
I'll take
mine came to me less trained.
I'll have a look at that. So I'll cast greater detect magic. See if there's anything magical about that wound.
Okay.
So there's no check involved here.
Just tell me what it tells you, and I will reveal information.
So let's see. If there's a magical aura, like that's not his own magical aura, but like one that's been applied in that wound, I can detect it and figure out what school it is.
No, the only aura you detect is obviously his items and him.
Him.
Okay,
but I can also detect the lingering auras of anything magical that may have been on him.
Lingering auras of it, you do not detect any lingering auras of anything
Okay,
magical
so
that is on him or has been applied to him.
Whatever happened to him wasn't magical, so it's all poison, baby.
No, he still has his own magical aura.
No. Whatever was applied to him, whatever made that wound.
Ah, okay. So he has the same magical aura that he has since you first met him in this life.
I always have the same magical aura. Good.
Yeah.
The bartender turns to Urbag, still clutching his moist, slightly blood-stained rag. You okay, buddy? You're not gonna die on me? Like, you alright?
Well, like, we should maybe, possibly. It feels weird.
He says, you shouldn't offend women, they can sometimes stab you.
Oh no!
Especially in this kind of city.
How do you feel about me? I could drop a little bit of devil blood in there and see how that helps you heal up.
100%.
I mean, I'm fine. Would that work?
Possibly.
I mean, I'm down for that.
I have no control over what your characters do as long as you tell me what
I
devil
just
blood
want to point out to the bartender.
Yes.
I didn't offend her.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
No.
So far, since I've known you, 2 out of 2 you've offended women.
Well, yes, but also, she said that the Order of Talos.
He recoils from you the moment you say the word Talos, and he goes, I want nothing to do with you. He says, you can keep this moist rag. I'm going back to my job.
What I know.
He backs away. He backs away and he goes back behind the bar and he's like, mutters, dangerous people, these dangerous people.
I go, wait, who now? Just one thing. Does my character, since she's new, has she ever heard of this Order of Talos?
If you have knowledge local or knowledge history, you may roll and tell me the answer and which knowledge of
local.
Knowledge local. You have heard dark tales of this secret organization of assassins. Sometimes they go after like good people, like unwarranted assassinations, but sometimes also they go kill evil things. So they seem to be kind of like a neutral group working for the highest bidder.
So just a self-serving.
Yeah, just self-serving, but they're very, very good. It is rare that you come across anyone who has bested them or prevented them from achieving their goals.
Which we
No,
have.
Were we in the party when we encountered?
Yes.
Yes, the Count was in the party
Must have been
and
his bishop.
Urbeck was in the party.
Yeah,
Yes.
this
Sasha wasn't.
No.
Sasha
So
wasn't.
this is
Because you did... Yeah, Sasha wasn't...
this was the border
Olo
march
wasn't.
adventure.
Because the first attack that happened on you, someone threw Rook off the edge of a cliff.
It was the border march adventure.
That's right.
The Border March adventure. So you did witness that. And that's where you learned of them for the first
Okay,
time.
so we're familiar with them.
Yeah, you are familiar with them.
Yeah, but the last time that we encountered the Order of Talos, it was that crazy guy that wanted to kill off the Sons of Sunhome
Yeah.
Yes.
to stop that crazy
The resurrection
lizard
demon.
was lizard wizard guy
Lizard wizard, yes.
to resurrect the basically Cinch, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of
But
the actual demon.
You do realize now that Urbeck is, in fact, as he claims, not a son of Sunhome.
What do you mean, as he claims?
Oh.
I've never been a son
He's
of Sunhome.
never been a son of Sunhome.
I'm thrown by this as he claims comment.
Oh,
If you're attached to the party, you're adopted.
perhaps. There might be other qualifying details.
No, because I was never a son of Sunhome.
He insists that he was never the son of Sunhome.
Never.
And he was like, why is the Order of Talos trying to kill me?
So that's weird.
Okay, that's
Also,
weird.
can we maybe go to the church?
Oh, no.
Sort
Wait.
this
Don't you
out.
want this devil's blood on
Oh
you?
right, yeah, no, sure. What does it do?
Okay, what is happening and what does it do?
Okay, so it's just a spell that
Okay.
requires devil's blood called Infernal Healing.
Okay.
So I can give him a fast healing 1,
Yes.
but he will then, while it's in effect, he will project an evil aura.
Is that what you wish to have upon yourself?
There's no long-term effects on your alignment unless you want it to.
Maybe you're gonna get addicted.
This is a dangerous
unless you want it to.
Maybe
Oh.
Like a placebo effect.
I'm pretty sure that my character, being of the chaotic good variety, would be all down for devil's blood healing.
Yeah, give
Is this what you'd wish to do?
I'll give him a drop of Infernal Healing.
You cast the spell, is that right?
Yeah, I have it as a wand.
Okay, wait. You have it as a wand.
Yeah.
There is no effect whatsoever upon you.
Yeah.
Does his alignment still change?
Do I still have it? No effect whatsoever.
No effect whatsoever.
Magical items
He
don't
expends a
One
charge,
is-
so you remove a
I done
charge
it.
of whatever. Yeah, it has absolutely no effect on Urban.
Do you want some crystal meth? Hey kid, it's not going to affect you that much. It's only one time.
I've got some Pat Gucci paste. I don't know what that does, but
Some what?
A what?
that Gucci paste?
That Gunchi paste.
I don't know where it came from, but
Oh,
I got
wait,
it
wait,
from...
wait.
It was
Did
not
you...
for me.
No, I remember. We were talking about buying poisons for your character.
Ah, yes.
Okay,
So
I
you're gonna
won't give
him
you any of
some
that.
You could see whether it affects him. It is, again, your characters get to do what you want.
Okay, the devil stuff didn't work. I'm still not evil, which
No,
I'm not
no
gonna
change
lie.
to alignment, no healing whatsoever.
Slightly upset about.
Mhm.
Can we go to the church now? I just, By the way, also out of character, Mr. Count of Saint Germain.
Yes.
You still haven't told the party that I'm not alive or dead.
No, he's keeping it to himself.
He's definitely okay. That's fine.
Urbag is quite weak from his heinous wounds, so he will need the help of at least one person to make his way to the church. Otherwise, he'll just get up, walk a little bit, stumble, fall down. Get up, walk a little bit, stumble, fall down. They'll take him like all day to his church.
I just summon a Steve.
But before we head to the church, Urbag,
Right. Sure. Yes.
just to give us the best information we
Right.
could you please charm the bartender into giving us any information he has on the Order of Talos?
I mean, I can try. I don't feel so good. But
It's a later problem. It's okay.
it's a later
You're
problem.
not dying.
All right. Where's my thing?
Oh, do you need that thing? I thought you don't.
Well, no, I
need
need.
He
that
doesn't
thing.
actually. No answer.
But I want to try and fascinate him
it. Okay.
because.
They could make him stare into your eyes.
No, but if I fascinate him, then he will actually come back over. Because at the moment he's trying to avoid us.
Yes.
So, this is the ukulele, normally of +2/+2.
What do you wish to do?
I cast Fascinate.
What is the saving throw?
The saving throw is, and you'll have to excuse me, and also the paper. Oh wait, no, you have to distract first, I believe, before Fascinate. No? No, that's fine. Will save. DC 10 plus half the bard's level. Plus the bard's charisma modifier. So that will be 15 plus 19. So lots. 30.
No, it's
19 is not your charisma modifier.
Oh, my
it's a
actual
modifier,
charisma
which is a
modifier,
5.
which is 5, so 20.
He is quite indeed fascinated by your spell. He comes over.
Like a snake charmer. You're like,
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happens.
Okay, so he
I'm
comes
like-
over. He's a little bit.
He's
not
like,
sure why
he's
come
like,
over.
why have they come over? I'm like, hey, come. Tell me, good sir. What do you know of the Order of Talos?
You may roll a diplomacy check.
Diplomacize with 32.
He says, they are a dangerous bunch. I've heard tale of people trying to hire them. Not necessarily from within my establishment, but I have the feeling that this place has been used as a meeting place for their members. Sometimes. I try to stay out of their business. I'm just a common working bartender man. I have no interest in getting assassinated, nor do I have the means to defend myself from such characters should they, visit my establishment. We are open to all, within reason, of course.
Okay.
You need to up your security. 2,
Oh,
attacks
yeah.
in 2 days.
Just
Time to hire some bouncers and bodyguards, keep
What-
people
what-
out.
Yeah. What do you know of this halfling female?
First time I've ever met her. I believe she just walked in maybe 10 minutes before you turned up. I was busy, so I was gonna eventually get around to serving her a drink.
So you've never seen it before?
Nope, I've never seen her before. I would recognize if I have. And the bar at that time was kind of empty because it is kind of mid-afternoon. It's not a huge crowd.
A question: did you end up serving her anything?
No, your guys walked in. Apparently he bought a drink, a pricey bottle of wine.
Did she drink any of it?
No. Yes.
A little bit.
Little
She
bit.
did.
I wonder which glass did she use?
You can easily identify one of glass.
I'm gonna take this glass.
The
Okay.
bartender looks at you and he goes,
Here's a silver for it.
sure.
Alright. So, you haven't heard about the Order of Talos maybe wanting to kill anyone specifically?
Should I have heard of any such thing, I would have reported it to guards immediately. He seems pretty genuine about that.
Well, he's fascinated, so he gets -4 to skill checks and stuff.
I think the Count is suspicious that you are actually a son of Sunhome. He doesn't say this out loud, but he is suspicious.
I mean, it had been news to me.
still counts.
I mean, you can keep your suspicions.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the leader thinks.
The leader of the group. Okay, so the bartender doesn't know shit about the Order of Talos,
Correct.
other than they are bad people.
Bad people.
Do you know anyone that would know more, possibly, about the Order of Talos and their operations in the area?
At best, you would be talking to the head of the city guard. I believe you mentioned you know him. Or you can check the Freeport Library archives, and they contain a wealth of information on most things. I don't know if they contain information on assassin orders, but maybe someone has passed through and written something down about such a topic.
Freeport Library Archives.
Yes, the Freeport Library archives.
Aisha, could I ask for your help in helping solve this mystery, both for the city with what's happened in the theatre and what's happened to our friend?
You think they're connected?
Everything seems to be connected these days.
Sasha, roll perception check.
Did I fall over dead?
19.
19. You did notice that Aisha took the glass and bought it from Urbex's table. You do know, or you have noted that it is the glass that the halfling was using. So you can surmise that Aisha has some interest in what has happened, because initially she didn't seem very friendly towards Urbex, but now she seems to be taking interest. So work with that however you wish.
When we first chatted, you seemed very upset at me mentioning Olo's fate. Would you care to elaborate? Can I say we're having this conversation while we're heading towards the church?
If that is what you wish to do, does the rest of the party wish to move on to the church?
Is someone carrying him?
You.
I guess
No.
the leader.
No.
Can I use
Or are you on your Steve?
levitate to help lift him up? So levitate only
It's
allows
an
you
up
to
and
go
down,
up and down.
but you can.
How
kind
long
of
does
move him
levitate
along.
last for?
Yeah, how long does it last for?
Up to 1 round per level.
That's like 10.
that's
That's
it.
like a minute per
Bug roll.
casting.
So
Yeah,
bug roll.
that's really short. So
Okay.
you can get him up on his.
I'll just help carry him.
Okay. Sasha helps carry Urbag.
The small, frail
Okay,
girl.
wait, didn't you say you could cast a Steve?
I mean, I've managed to fascinate someone, so I presume I can.
Oh, you can cast spells. There's nothing stopping you from casting spells.
All right. As we get outside, I cast a Steve.
Yep.
Which
There's
right
nothing.
now we
yeah.
should probably.
Yeah.
clarify.
Clarify what is Steve.
So Steve is the name given to any and all of Urbag's phantom steeds
Summon horses.
That is
I think.
he
summoned.
summons ghostly horses.
that come out in the form of
A Steve.
polka dot elephants, because basically that is who Steve is.
The flavour of the month.
Urbag does have a slight obsession with elephants, which has been seen in the past.
Sure.
You should buy
You can have the conversation as you're walking to the church. It doesn't actually take you that long to get there, so we'll continue after you're done with your conversation. And then
He just had some. He had something I needed. Now that he's dead, I can't get it.
We might have information as to what you're looking for.
And what would that be?
Well, we have contact with other sons of Sunhome. We also have Olo's remaining possessions.
Wait, where are these possessions?
That information I'll keep close to my chest.
nice.
I may be naive, but I'm not stupid. Perhaps we could strike a bargain.
You will take me to where the other son of Sunhome is?
I will do everything I can for you to give you the information you require and access to the remains and equipment of Olo to the best of my abilities.
Fine.
If you help us with
I already said yes.
What's your name again?
Not the prostitute. That's what you're thinking.
Well, no, I was actually asking out of
Out of character. What was your name
Aisha.
again? Aisha.
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 The Count hasn't noticed that Aisha's still with the party, and he glances around and notices you, and he says, "Oh, what are you still doing here?"
Oh, that's gone well. Always with the
Yeah,
diplomacy.
Doing more important things than you, obviously.
Well, no, you're not. There's nothing more important than the work that I do.
Of course not.
What an ass.
Eventually, you make your way to the large church of Abada. Church is open, welcome to everyone. You bring Urbeg in, and I'm guessing you call for one of the clerics on duty. He takes one look at Urbeg. He kind of like there's a flash of worry on his face, like it's something serious, but it's something he's never really seen before, and he runs off to go call the highest cleric within the church. He comes out and he mentions that you need his help. It's the highest cleric of the church, walks out. Doesn't really matter what his name is. It's generic cleric NPC.
Generic clerk NPC. Okay, writing it down.
Generic
It's
cleric
important.
NPC. He takes a look at Urbag and makes a roll. He says, "This is very serious. You have some sort of curse upon you, my friend Halfling."
I'll tell the priest
Yes.
what I know about him not being alive or dead.
Are you gonna tell the priest openly, or are you just kind of whisper?
I'm not a halfling, by the way. I'm a gnome.
Oh, sorry, gnome.
I will
friend.
just tell him. I'll take him aside and I'm just gonna whisper it to him.
Okay,
I want to see if I can hear his whisper. I have very good hearing.
you can try. You may roll a perception check.
That is 21.
21 is enough to make up enough words to understand what the count is telling the high priest. The high priest nods and he says very solemnly, it is my duty to inform this guy, or this gnome, to the best of my ability what I have found out.
So I'm cursed.
So he returns back to Urbag and he says, "This is a serious curse upon you.
Of course it is.
Looking at your flesh, I can tell that it is somewhere in between undead and the living. Be aware that not all healing will work on you from here on until you get this curse removed."
So he's real life?
Well, not necessarily. It's just that part where he's wounded. Like the rest of Urbag is fine. Just Urbag's wound, his healed wound.
So you can't heal this?
Oh, he says this is beyond my ability. This is a divine god level curse.
Divine god level curse.
Yeah, not of mortal men.
So the high cleric rolled shit.
Yep. Remember the priest of Timot?
Yeah.
Kind of go bad as well.
Yeah.
I think the best solution here is to amputate that wound off.
It's
And
my stomach!
He says, "I don't know what other effects this curse has, but things will get worse. So, take care of yourself, gnome. I hope you find a way to remove this terrible, terrible malaise upon your
Cut it out
body."
and regenerate.
Counter proposal.
To who?
We kill you, I bring you back to life.
Can you do that?
I can.
Maybe it has that CPR breath of life thing.
If I do it within 6 seconds, it's all good.
So
I mean,
there's no negative damage thing that stops it. It's just straight.
Are
bring
you
back
saying
to
this
life?
in front of the high priest?
Yeah. No.
No,
yeah.
you're not. So the high priest just gone away.
just walked away.
Wait. No. I wanted to ask.
No, but is Sasha saying this in front of the high
Well,
priest?
the high priest is still there.
So he's still there. Are you? Well, Sasha,
because
it's
I
up
was
to you.
gonna
Are you
still-
saying this in front of the high priest?
I was gonna ask the high. So that was out of character.
I would lean into you and say it quietly to you, countering Aisha's offer of cutting it out.
I mean, yeah,
I feel
just
like mine
one,
is.
wait, just 1 second.
Okay.
Priest guy.
Yes.
You call him back.
Priest of Abada. You call him back. He walks back. Yes, my son.
Humble disciple.
Is there anyone else in the city that can heal this?
Unless you find great adventuring types such as yourself, I'm afraid you are out of luck. There is no one of greater power in the priesthood of Abadar than me.
The last line of Breath of Life.
Yes.
Like cure spells, Breath of Life damage to undead creature. Breath of Life deals damage to undead creatures rather than curing them, and cannot bring them back to life.
I will repeat what the priest says.
So as long as you don't
Not
come.
all healing will work on you. You are also, in addition, I will just say, you are also susceptible to certain effects that affect both the living and the dead.
Are you gonna take this Russian roulette game and take your chances? Take those chances.
Hey, as a DM, I would like to see where this goes, but your character might.
No,
not
I don't want my
agree.
character to die. Like, there's one thing that he's like, no, and that
Now?
comes to death.
Now,
Yes.
one of your core concepts is that you're chaotic good. You take risks, man.
Yeah, I
You
do
take
take
risks.
But also,
He is
Where-
intelligent enough
yeah, to go, hang on.
to self-preserve
Not all
himself.
healing will
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
That's a healing spell.
It's more of a resurrection spell.
Yeah, healing spell. That Eric Brightflame guy,
Yes.
what type of knight was he?
A fighting type of knight, not a paladin, if that's what you're wondering.
Paladin type of knight. Of course he wasn't. Okay.
I think
No, hang on. Priest guy.
Yeah.
What type of healing would work best
On you?
on me?
I don't know. You want me to try some healing spells upon you?
Yes. Please. Let's see what works the best.
Alright, he says the first heal is free, so he cast a.
Steelers free fucking drug dealer.
He is.
Filthy drug dealer.
So he does cast a
Cure light.
spell of. We'll say Cure Serious. It won't be so cheap as to give you a Cure Light. He gives you a Cure Serious spell. You get 9 hit points.
So that was terrible.
At least it wasn't losing hit points.
So you are not damaged by a Cure Serious spell.
Not damaged or not? Oh, not damaged.
Yeah, so it didn't do damage to you as though you were an undead creature.
Well, that's good.
Now let's
So
see
now-
how.
It says
46.
my healing seems to have worked on you. However, it has not removed your pale yellowish wounded skin. Like it's healed up, but you know the flesh there seems kind of off. He says, I advise you to be careful. Find out the source of this curse, and end it, or you might find yourself in worse condition.
Well, I mean, that's why we came to see you, but like,
This is way too powerful for me.
head church guy does not know how to fix god level cures.
Well, to him, that's what he thinks.
I shake his hand and hand him 10 gold and thank him for his time and services.
Thank you for your donation, kind lady. And then he walks off to attend to other churchgoers.
Before he leaves, I said to Sir Timot respects what the work you do.
He pauses and he has heard of the name Sir Timot. Says yes,
That's right.
yes, a good
What's the sign of Timot?
figure to follow.
You made it up.
So tan.
It's like
The sign
Wasn't
of
it just
Sir
this?
Timot.
Yeah.
Toilet break.
Timot. Praise Timot.
Don't know. You can go to the toilet. That is the greatest blessing Timot can
The
give you.
greatest blessing.
A toilet break.
Go to the toilet.
Well, perhaps at some point, you know, the Count can become the champion of Sir Timot.
Can I suggest that we head back to
So you have currently a couple of things to think about. You have the torn piece of painting. You have someone mentioning the library archives of Freeport.
I think we go back to.
There's always the ports where all the ships are. There's Bothan as well. I'm gonna ask him some things.
I was going to suggest both then.
Do we not just go back to the lucky coin and actually look around this time? Because we wanted to look around for like a ripped painting.
Oh yeah, we didn't look for that.
I trust the information that we were given from the bartender that anything of worth went to Bothan and anything not of worth
I'll be right back.
got sold at the market.
Yeah, but it wasn't
So we-
necessarily.
Okay,
his
I will
position.
let you roll a perception roll.
We could split the party.
16.
As far as you can tell, you did not notice any fine paintings or art upon the walls of the lucky coin.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be one of his possessions. It's more likely to be.
I would say it would have been an item that he would have had, that he would have torn part of off and kept with him.
Why tear it though?
Because he couldn't take the whole thing into the asylum with him.
Or he's terrible.
But so bad.
Possibly. Plausible. Plausible.
Or it was something that he had upon him and somebody took it from him and that's all he had. But I would say
Like it was holding on to it when someone took it.
yeah. I would say that if we go to Bothan we can find out what stuff he has, and even if half of us went to the market and looked around the market to see if they could find anything that fit the description of the painter, the the painting, and what was the other thing? The words that don't matter.
Wait, Aston, what are you guys talking about?
The words that mean everything and nothing.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the same.
Anything you say?
Well, just drop off those last two words.
Both and may also have a higher level cleric in his
Repertoire of
Wait,
colleagues.
yeah.
what about? Does anyone have the script to the play?
No, there wasn't a script.
There wasn't a script.
There
They
wasn't a
have the list of actors. That's all they found.
Words that mean everything but nothing.
Could very well be the script. You are a very clever and insightful individual.
Like they mean everything to a play, but once you step out of it, they mean nothing.
Alright, to both end, I say.
You're saying that in character?
Yeah, like should we? How about we go find the director?
Okay.
Shit.
Yes.
Actually, no, I want to go see my buddy both then.
Okay, as you are stepping out from the church, it is getting towards the evening time.
And the count gets stabbed again.
Wait,
No,
what?
no one gets stabbed.
Urbeg gets stabbed
No
again.
one gets stabbed yet.
Telos isn't finished with you yet.
Evening approaches. What does each member of the group want to do upon leaving the Church of Abadar?
I'm getting on my steed
Yes.
and going towards both end.
Oh, actually, I want to ask you guys, what were you guys doing over at the asylum?
The
What?
I will relay the information that we were provided by Bothan, or the request
Hang
to
on.
help him solve what's happened and ascertain whether Alexander Roby was indeed crazy.
Okay.
Wait,
are you relaying
hang
all
on.
the information you've learned?
All the information that is relevant to provide what was requested.
Alright, so your character now knows what they have
I have a quick question though,
discovered. Yes.
and I think the count has
Still
the
not
same
painted.
question.
Yeah.
How did you know we were at the asylum?
You guys aren't subtle with the things you do.
Yeah, but no one else followed us to the asylum.
I mean, you're not exactly subtle either.
Nor have we spoken about going to the asylum.
You did when you guys were at the inn.
No.
Now, listening to our conversations, following us, you can't be trusted.
We did?
We did.
Okay. Well, that's probably how that you know that we went to the asylum then. I see. Listening and such.
And Sasha told her everything. Okay.
Sasha
Not
told
everything.
Not everything.
What did
Everything
Alexander
that was
say?
relevant to the question that was asked.
So what did Alexander Roby said? Like, so this whole thing about some sort of soliloquy.
Oh, I had a soliloquy to Delia, and Delia, as we can see on the character list, was the one that played the queen in the play.
Wait, you don't know about the scrap, do you?
Tell me about the scrap.
I'm saying that out of character.
Okay, so that was out of character.
Yeah.
He does not know about the scrap.
I wouldn't mention the scrap.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have the exact quote
Off.
that Alexander Roby said?
I do indeed.
Like, I can go back through the stream and do it. Otherwise, you can reread it out. It's I have most of it. It says, Delia, have you seen the masked stranger?
Yeah.
Have you been... And then I can't read my writing.
Let me see if I can find it again.
Side note, you did say you were going back to the asylum to find out who this Monty is. through the
Oh,
people.
yeah!
So you,
But I'm... Yep.
So I was going to say send somebody with you.
Hmm.
So Alexander's rant at the asylum, he says, Delia, and he does not respond after that, and he says, have you seen the masked stranger? Have you been down by the lake and seen the beauty and felt the rightness of it all? Montague said to only work with him, to trust only him, and to answer only him. Why are they not here? Why? Who are all these people? Why? Is this the year, once in 5,000 years? Will you bring the king in yellow? Is he already among us? And he's now shouting this part, and then he goes silent and calm, comes down, and he whispers the next thing directly at you. Have you also seen the yellow sign?
Mm. And I have... I had...
Do the rest of the party know that you have? Well, I guess you were...
No, because we discussed it at the asylum.
Okay.
And I said, I've seen the sign.
So you've seen the sign, and he's seen the sign.
And
She produced the sign, yep.
I think
Because
I've
you've
seen the
seen the
sign.
I think I've seen the sign actually.
Ah! Has Aisha seen the sign? Is that...
I saw the sign. Opened up my eyes and saw the sign.
Sorry, Leia?
Alright, so who is going to see both ends and who is going to the market at this late hour?
I'm going to see both ends.
I would say we should split the party because that's the best way to play Pathfinder in D&D. Just throwing it out there. Best way to play the game is to split the party.
It always
Actually,
seems to work
I
for
agree.
us, right? I don't know why.
Does it?
Yeah, always.
Wow.
Always give it.
Every
Give it
Alright.
single time.
always.
Where's the second split going to? As long as it's not a 4-way split, I'm fine.
It's a 2-way split.
Okay?
Is it?
2 of us should go to the asylum. I would suggest the Count because he isn't diplomatic, and Urbag because he is diplomatic, and you're there to protect him in the cell room to find out who Monty is. And we'll go to Bothan because I'm diplomatic. So there's a diplomatic person in each group, and I have some muscle, and she hasn't met Bothan, so I can do introductions and include her into our deal with Bothan.
Can you just ask Bothan when you're there if he has a really high level cleric?
I can do that.
Okay, good.
I think the Count's idea would be for him and Sasha to go to both ends and drop the dead weight.
I'm fine with that. I was more going off the fact that we already had our names on the check-in list
But
to
sure,
get into the asylum. But I'm fine to go anyway.
That's
gonna
the
go
Count's
to
idea.
asylum.
I'd rather go with her.
That and I figured also the diplomacy of
Yeah, there's
Me,
no way that
there's-
we're going together.
there's no way you two
This
would
is
go
like you
together,
don't-
and there's
this to
no
me-
way those two would go together because prostitute.
What do you call me?
You tried to call her a prostitute.
I didn't.
He tried to pick her up and got shot down hard.
This
Misunderstanding.
would be like an episode of an odd couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, what's a Padma
I would just straight
blossom?
up leave you behind. I wouldn't
that's what we
even.
got out of the last campaign.
I'll probably get
What
some
does it do?
blazing ahead of you, ignoring you.
Find out. It's on a piece of paper.
Oh.
Tommy has the
Have you
treasure sheet, the one with all the spells. I think it
It's
tells
an
you
actual.
what the
It's an
Padma
actual
blossom.
thing, though.
Yeah, it's an actual thing. So you can probably Google it.
What are you looking for?
Google.
There was a magic item that was in the previous
The
campaign.
list, this
I
item.
don't think it's that
Oh,
important.
yeah, no.
Okay, well, he has it. It's fine.
It
Okay.
gives the
All right.
plus to something.
Final
Concentration.
decision: who's going to see both hand and who is going back to the asylum?
I'm going to the asylum.
All right, Urbag is heading back to the asylum on his Steve.
Are you going with him? You don't have to.
No,
I just figured that if we're going to split, we should split evenly because he'll get fucked up by Monty
well,
through the people. Yeah, but it's kind of funny if
Oh.
he does go by himself.
well, who do you
No,
want?
because I don't want to get fucked
To
up.
be honest,
by this
I want to go
assassin.
find the queen, the actress who played the queen.
Yeah, we'll be fine. A bag.
Urbag hits by himself to the asylum. Is this a thing that Urbag wants to do?
I don't want to go. I thought you were coming with me to the asylum.
No, because we're the two diplomatic people. Let's put all of the diplomacy in one group.
Yeah,
Well, the
that
count
works
is more than
perfect.
happy to go by himself.
To the asylum.
No.
No, to both
To
ends.
both ends.
He's gonna cut you out the deal.
I don't have a problem going with you. I was just trying to metagame diplomacy out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not saying what we're
okay,
doing is a good
okay.
idea.
How about this?
I don't care.
Like,
As long as I'm with somebody, I'm fine. I'm not going by myself. I'm not stupid.
so phantom steeds,
Yes.
right? I can summon them to look any way I want.
Mm-hmm.
Would that include invisible?
No, I don't think you can make them invisible. They have
To have a
aura.
form.
Yeah, they have to have a form that you can see.
Because can I walk?
Oh, you
My
can walk
own?
now.
I can walk now.
Yeah, you can walk now.
Okay. So I cast invisibility
Mm-hmm.
and head to the asylum.
Okay. The rest of you head towards the guard quarters.
I'm gonna die.
As all four of you move off in your separate directions, you do get the strange feeling that you are all being watched. Even Urbag, in his invisible form, gets the feeling that he is being intensely watched. When you look around, you don't really see anything. Sometimes you think you suspiciously see the edge of someone's clothes, something just ducked down behind an alleyway or around the corner of a building. You think you may have seen the same person twice down the same road that you're walking, but you are not 100% sure. However, no one accosts you or stops you on your way to your destinations. We'll deal with the Bothan pet first. You go in and Bothan, who seems quite busy, he's dealing with the paperwork and the goings on of the city, he looks up at the three of you.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Been here the whole time, Jack.
He recognizes the Count.
And you're there as well.
Yeah, he recognizes the
So
Count.
he is going by himself.
Yeah.
And he says, "Whoa, Count Saint Tremaine, who are these two lovely ladies that you have brought here with me?" And then he kind of chuckles to himself. He says, "At least you're not hanging out with those ugly other guys that normally follow you.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
I have met him before though?
You have not met you
Yeah.
have not met both of them."
Didn't we come and talk? Oh no, we just got the note.
No, you
No,
don't
you-
know. And the note was
Yeah, okay.
addressed to the party.
Yeah, no,
He
that's
knows
fine.
Urbag. He knows the Count. He knows Boulder. But now he sees the Count, it's ladies, and then obviously he just addresses you because he assumes you're the leader. And he says, "How can I help you, Count?
Oh.
I did hear about your tussle out at the thing. Did that gnome survive his wounds?"
No? You talking about him?
Well, he's not there.
I mean, I'm out of character.
He's no.
He's a no.
Yeah. He heard about the attack from his guards, but you guys all kind of just left before the guards came back, and they were like, "Oh." And then all they heard was the bartender said, they left taking him to the church.
I
Yeah.
say, he's pretty fucked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He said, "I
He-
hope
he's
I
alive,
hope
but-
Urbag, friend
Well, he's
Urbag,
not
doesn't
even-
die." No.
He's not even alive, but he's not dead, so,
We took him to the church of Abada, and they're doing what they can for him.
Sorry. I will say that I will introduce Sasha,
Okay.
and then I'll
yeah.
say you just don't worry about that one.
Yes.
don't know
Noble
she's-
lady, I'm glad that you have taken our friend Urbag, to get help and heal at the Church of Abda. If anything, they can help him.
No, they couldn't.
He hears this and he asks you, "What do you mean by they couldn't? Is Urbag now dead or like seriously injured in bed? Like,
No, he's using some weird in between.
huh?" He seems a little bit confused by what you're saying, but he says, "I don't know what you adventuring types get up to. Diseases, curses. I'll just leave it at that."
To not trouble you with too much of your time.
Yes.
Can we ask for the items that were taken from Alexander Roby's room at the Lucky Coin Inn?
Alright. He shifts around some papers upon his desk. He looks open. He opens a drawer and then he pulls out like a little script. And then he calls up for one of his guards. And he says, "This man was caught 2 nights ago. His items are in the storage. I'll get the guards to bring it to you." And then he hands it off to this low-level
Pleb
guard who's there to run errands. The guard leaves, and eventually he comes back with a small sack. The sack is filled with, like I said, random articles of clothing, a couple of trinkets that don't seem very valuable, things like spectacles, a small like guide to the city. Seems that he's not been here before, and other than that, you don't really find anything else.
No paintings on there.
No
No
paintings on
paintings?
there. The sack's actually quite small. His personal effects.
I'll open up the guide. We'll see if he had like circled anything, like any place that he was expecting to go visit.
Opening the guide, you do realize that he has circled the the port of Freeport area.
Right.
He's also made like a little scribble which you can't really identify like what's been actually written beside the margin for the Freeport archives.
Huh.
He was looking to go to the archives. Sasha.
Okay.
Man, the hate is so real.
That's good information to know.
Yep.
I can't say anything. Like, I can't say. Can I? Like, are you gonna tell them that he circled the port?
I just said it out. Oh, I'm paying more attention to the archives. Like,
Okay. No, that's cool. I'm just.
and he, like, yeah, it looks like he was planning to go there. He probably came in via the port. So, looking at the scribble,
Yes.
is it more like just really bad handwriting, or does it look like a different language?
It looks like a. It looks like a different language. To you, it looks like a different language, but nothing you've actually seen before.
I want to cast comprehend languages to try and read it.
Man, my cantrips.
Your level 1 spells, you mean?
Does comprehend languages tell you what type of language it is?
It does lots of things. Oh no, it doesn't
Okay,
tell you.
no,
what
no,
the
it
language-
doesn't-
It just tells you what it says.
It just gives me the I look at it and I just understand what it means if it is an actual written language.
Okay.
It doesn't let me automatically decode a code or
No.
cipher or anything, but it just gives me the literal meaning of what I'm looking at.
The literal meaning that you decode those scribblings to be is the word artifacts.
Oh, man, this guy was looking for artifacts at the archive.
Interesting.
That's definitely something we should look into in the morning.
Okay. What else does this guy have?
Other than like I said, his spectacles is generic articles of clothing, couple of trinkets that he seems to have collected along his way. Nothing really else of note.
Cast Detect Magic. Let's see. I haven't looked at anything magical yet. Did he have anything magical in his personal effects?
None of his personal effects are magical whatsoever.
Okay.
Alright, I said it both. And have you heard any rumblings of any Telos people in there?
He spits in disgust. Those Talos guys.
Why do you
We have like warrants out for their capture, or even in some cases for their deaths. Take your pick. I've seen their pictures. I haven't encountered one of them personally.
Oh, is one of them a halfling girl?
he thinks to himself, well, that sounds familiar.
Oh yeah, well she's the one that stabbed Urbag.
Are there any current bounties out for them?
He looks in his desk and he goes, this halfling girl. Yes. Although it doesn't directly identify her as a member of the Order of Talos, but she is known to be an assassin of some sort. He hands you this little bounty poster with a rough sketch of what you can identify to be Olive, as you know. However, the name upon the poster, or the little handout thing, says Olivia Thorne.
Thorn?
Thorne, Thorn. Olivia Thorne, wanted for murder, burglary. Reward for capture or death, 10,000 gold pieces.
Is that alive or dead?
Yes, capture or death. That's what.
Is there a bonus for alive?
Oh,
That's what I'm
no.
meaning.
Like,
Just
$10,000, alive or dead.
she shows up,
Yeah,
we get gold.
yeah. Obviously, you have to bring evidence of her demise should you, like, destroy her.
How many other Talos members do you have bounties for at the moment?
He hands you like a couple of like sheets, but none of the faces on it you actually recognize. This one is not really important because none of them have actually been shown themselves yet.
Can I ask copies of those?
Yeah, he gives you
things?
copies of those.
Are they all 10k?
Not all of them. Some of them are less. Some of them are more. But like I said, none of them you currently recognize.
The ones that are more are coming. They're also gonna stab me with cursed.
But he
blades.
says again, I cannot confirm whether all these people are part of the Order of Talos, but given their level of skill and the things that they've been doing, it is highly suspected that they are. So in his opinion, these people are the ones, and they might not necessarily all be.
If we can find any information, we will for you.
If you can get rid of an evildoer, be my guest.
That is my one.
Takes the,
That is my
takes
one
the
goal
job
in
off my
life.
hands. That's why you get paid for it.
That's what we do,
Yeah.
Rothan. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
If there's not any more other questions, I will continue with my work and then retire for the night.
We will leave you to your work.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, Rothan.
Thank you. He shakes the Count's hand and says, "It's good to see you, although it seems your group seems to be getting smaller every time I see you."
Trimming the fat.
Yeah.
Trimming the fat.
Thanks guys for asking about the cleric.
Oh, and he also thanks you for giving your opinion on Alexander.
Thanks for that.
He thanks for you giving your assisted opinion on Alexander at the asylum. He says, poor man, I hope he gets the help that he deserves. He does ask for the personal effects back should Alexander be proven like innocent.
Okay, just keep this little travel guide and maybe even help us track him.
Oh, he says,
Yeah.
how about I just give you a new travel guide and not his travel guide? I am the law here. I have to not
Okay.
give away
Okay,
possessions not
man.
mine.
I hand a pen to Aisha so she can transfer information
Sure.
accordingly.
Sure. It's fine.
I look at the pin.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
Urbang makes his way up to the asylum. At the asylum gates, he sees a dark, burly figure, which he recognizes as head nurse Mark Evans. He greets Urbang at the gate of the asylum, and he says, "If you want, you can go to Bruno's room now. I'll sneak you in around like one of the lesser traveled paths and entrances into the asylum. You can go there, and then after that, it's up to you what you're gonna do. I'll leave the door unlocked for you. Is there anything else I can help you with, gnome friend?"
don't have like a really high level healer here.
If we had high level healers here, there would be
No crazy people. You're
no
right.
crazy people here. Also, I believe one of my orderlies gave you a list of all the people working here on your first visit here this morning.
Oh man, I've got this down.
We want
None of those were licensed clerics.
Well, I mean, like, sure.
We
It's
can
kind of
do medical lobotomies if that's something you require.
No. Let's just Let's go to the room.
All right, he takes you to Bruno's room. It has been cleaned up a little bit, of course.
There's no shit on the wall.
No shit. You hear. He puts you in. He lets you into the room. He closes the door. He doesn't lock it. Then he just goes away. He say before leaving, he tells you that sometimes the hallways outside are patrolled by orderlies or nurses. Like they come and check as they walk by, make sure no one's like dead or anything. But other than that, there shouldn't be anyone else, looking into your business.
Cool.
He says if someone does discover you there, he doesn't really know. Yeah, just says act crazy. They might, if anything, they might realize the door is unlocked and lock you in. But I'll be back in the morning to unlock you, let you out again.
Cool.
All right.
That's right. I have disabled device now.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you automatically have the tool, like the lock picking tools to pick a lock.
Left alone in Bruno's room, you hear the faint, soft mutterings of Alexander in the next room. Unfortunately, that is pretty much all you hear for the rest of the night. Nothing really happens. At some point, he starts saying yellow sign, yellow sign, yellow sign, yellow sign. But other than that, nothing actually interests you. Night passes uneventfully. Eventually, you fall asleep. You get to regain all your hit points. That matters.
Long rest.
Unless his cursed
Unless-
wound doesn't allow him for that.
That evening, the rest of you return to the inn. I'm guessing you have your meals.
I hand the innkeeper a gold and say I trust our rooms have been maintained to my standards.
As he says, the rooms have been maintained to your
Oh, yeah.
standards. Would you like your meal now?
Can you have it sent up to the room, please?
I was just gonna say that.
Okay. Yeah, he says there is no problem, lady. He will send you up the room.
Do we have our own rooms?
Yes, you all have your individual own rooms.
Okay,
You
yeah.
are rich enough to afford such a thing. Except for Urbag, for some reason, decided he wanted to stay in the commoner's room.
In the common room.
And tonight he's at the asylum room, so
He's just downgrading.
yeah, he's just downgrading.
No, what it is he's looking
One
for
day he'll
seats.
just be in a ditch somewhere.
No. He enjoys entertaining them.
Considering the way his wound's looking, he might be in a ditch quite soon.
Like I said, Urbag, you will heal up to full at the same, but again, you do have the mark of that wound where your skin is yellow and pasty.
Before we go to sleep,
Yes.
Pasty.
I would like to have a moment of prayer
Mm-hmm.
in which I cast divination
Yes.
and talk to my deity, the dear Sir Timot,
Okay.
and ask him a question.
You cast your prayer spell, and you feel yourself connected with your deity, Sir Timot.
Mm-hmm.
What question would you like to ask him?
Where is the best place for us to go next to help solve this mystery?
What is the extent I'm allowed to answer?
That is the text.
Okay, so that is divination. More important, useful place of advice.
Oh, that's right, because you're an oracle.
Yeah, he is an oracle.
Ah.
Okay, he says the best place to go would be the artist section of town.
The artist section of town.
Yes.
Thank you, mighty Sir Timot. Thank
So
you,
Timot says, I guess, good luck on your quest.
my child.
I'll possess your female body another day.
Perhaps it's every day.
Heyo!
Alright, that hitting anyone, does anyone else want to do anything before the night passes?
Well, no, I fell asleep already
No, I'm
because
fine.
nothing happened.
Okay,
Eat and go to
I
bed.
would like the Count, Aisha, and Sasha to all roll will saves.
15.
21.
18 plus whatever my will save is, which is
Yes.
lots. That's 29.
Count.
Yep.
You start your sleep as normal. In the middle of the night, you wake up and you find something upon your face. Raising your hands to touch it, it feels cold like porcelain. You find, even though you are in the dark, you find that you can see through some slitted eye holes. There's something on your face. You are in your bed.
You are the stranger.
Oh shit.
The room is dark and cold.
Okay,
And
Is
the
it-
night is filled with many terrors.
Perhaps.
Can I hear anyone else in the room?
Nope. You just hear your own breath.
Okay.
Breathing.
And can I take this? Can I reach up and try to take this thing off my face?
Is that what you want to try?
Yeah.
Try as you might, you cannot remove this thing on your face.
Can I feel how it's attached? Like is
It
it like a strap?
seems to be attached directly to your skin.
Almost like it's glued on.
Almost like it's glued on.
Is there a mirror in the room?
Yes, there is a mirror. It is
Okay.
kind of dark now.
I'll get up and like light a lamp or a candle and.
You light the lamp or a candle. You look into the mirror and you see yourself wearing a mask. It is a featureless white mask with 2 slits cut out for the eyes. Again, you try to remove it, however, you cannot. You are unable to even grip around the edges of the mask.
Is there any kind of markings on it?
Nope, it is a simple plain white mask. You think it looks quite familiar to a masked figure that you have seen before.
Do I remember where?
You remember it from the play.
I couldn't see the Yellow King though.
Ah, damn it. You don't remember it from the play.
It was only
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was in, we all
Fair enough. You don't remember such a thing from the play. Ignore that
Slip of the tongue.
slip of the tongue.
I how long have I been asleep for?
You are not sure actually.
Okay.
Fear grips you as you slowly realize that it is becoming more difficult to breathe. Please make a fortitude save.
19.
Alright.
I panic around out of my room and go to Sasha's room, wake her up.
Do more than just chat.
Make a reflex save.
17.
Okay, that's fine. You run all the way to your door, but you find that it is locked. You start to panic a little,
Yeah.
realizing that someone possibly has done this to you. Can I get Sasha and Asha to make perception rolls?
Asleep.
Yes.
That's
30.
banging on the door.
30. 12. Sasha absolutely does not hear anything throughout this. However, Aisha, you are awakened by the cries and sounds of struggle and distress from a nearby room.
Do I recognize it as the Count?
Well, currently you are in your room, so you don't know where these sounds are coming from.
I put my head out the door, see if I figure out which room it's coming from.
You hear the crashing and the banging. It is easy to identify that it is coming from the Count's room.
I'm like the worst person.
Yeah.
You hear the whimpering cries as though someone is fighting with something within the room.
Do what your character would do.
I cast the detect thoughts and so I can figure out, so I can hear his surface thoughts and going, what is he panicking about?
You cast detect thoughts.
Yeah.
And you can hear his surface
Surface
thoughts. You hear the distressing. Does he resist? I'm not sure.
He can, if he only if I want to delve into his mind.
Oh,
and
okay.
try
So
to
just
extract
surface
stuff.
thoughts. You
Yeah.
detect the thoughts of fear and panic coming from the room that you believe the Count is in.
Like at the very least, I think I can hear his inner monologue. But if I try to like extract more information, that is when a will save is required.
Okay.
His inner monologue is "Get this off me, get this off
Yeah,
me."
pretty much.
The Count, meanwhile, what do you do? The door is locked and barred, and you struggle as you might. You are unable to pull it
Okay.
off. But let the Count.
Oh yeah. I'll think about what.
Yeah, you can think of what you want to do, and we'll move on to Aisha.
No, looks like Tommy's still thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm still just banging on the door.
Okay, I'll knock on the door of Sasha's and go. Your friend is going nuts. If that's only if his mind's going real panicky, like almost like he's losing consciousness. Maybe I'll go into the room. But
And you can kind of detect that.
well, yeah, so long as
Okay,
See-
Sasha, perception check.
I perceive nothing. 10.
Sasha remains sleeping. You hear the faint sounds of snoring within Sasha's room. Meanwhile,
classy.
Count, is there anything you wish to do?
Okay, I'm panicking at this point.
Okay. You will make another fortitude save.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
27.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
But fine in the sense that you are now panicking and you are like trying to struggle off the mask, but it's just not working. You are scratching at the skin around the face, and yet there is no movement from the mask. But you can still see out of it. It's just making it hard for you to breathe.
Can I take normal actions in my panicked state?
Yes, you can, but it depends on what you actually want to do.
So can I make up a bomb and just throw that at the door?
Would you make up a bomb and throw
I'm not
that?
saying it's.
Using his
It's not-
mouth.
Not saying you're going to do it.
Remember,
I'm
remember
panicking.
you make your bombs by mixing it in your mouth.
Well, that was kind of a thing that you guys said, which I didn't really agree with.
No, you totally went on
came
board.
up with that.
I don't think I did.
I think Darren did.
Did he?
Wait,
I think Darren
big's
was
the
the one
mouth
who brought that
slit?
up.
I mean,
Wait, is this something you have to consume?
No.
no.
Ah,
No,
there
I
is
mean,
no mask lid.
if it's difficult, then
Yeah.
I can make it the normal way. I mean, I don't have to make it in my mouth.
Wait, he makes bombs with mouth.
No, that's a
That
joke.
was what I
That's
thought.
a Karen
well,
joke. we
that's
had.
fine. I will allow you to make it, but you do have to roll a DC 16 concentration check.
Okay, what's
That's
concentration?
It's
that's your spellcasting level. Oh, plus your spellcasting ability modifier, I believe.
What is that?
No, so no, what's was the level of the spell?
No, it's not. It's not set. The DC is set by a spell. The
Okay,
actual
yeah.
check itself is based on his stats.
Okay, yeah, so your stats.
So you'll be wisdom. So your score plus your caster level.
Okay, so it's a minus on the wisdom.
No, what? Your intelligence base. Your
Yeah.
spellcasting ability is intelligent, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
intelligence, yes.
So
Yeah,
you have a
inclusive
plus
wisdom is wisdom.
plus 7.
Plus, oh,
So plus 17.
oh, good. So I make it.
Oh, you
So long as you
unless
don't make a
roll
1.
Okay, so you do make your bomb. Can you use the bomb at the same turn that you make
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I make it and throw
Okay.
it at the same time.
Throw it. You just roll damage.
You're like standing right next to the door.
Yep.
Ah.
Exclude your square.
You can clear before you make the attack.
15, 19.
The surface thoughts
Plus
you detect
7,
are of
28.
him wanting to violently destroy this door.
I
26.
Okay.
I don't care if I'm going to burn the building down. I mean, I just wanna get out of there.
Back to Aisha's turn.
got.
You do not hear the sounds of any explosions.
Wait, you don't?
I don't. Huh.
What did you roll?
I didn't roll.
Oh.
I rolled.
Oh. Wait, so you don't hear the...
Okay.
No, he didn't hear Aisha. And
Okay.
he doesn't hear.
Well,
But you didn't hear the bomb either?
he rolled a 1.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You don't hear.
really?
You completely don't hear the bomb.
Okay.
Yeah, even with the
Wow.
penalties I've imposed on you for being
Okay.
asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just. I'm gonna tap a knock spell on the door. But
Is the door still there?
Oh yeah, door's still there. Door's fine.
and the door swings wide open.
So the knock spell opens the door.
Yes.
Unless
Even
it's
even
magically
even if it's
Okay.
locked.
Really?
The
Yep.
door swings open, and in the light, you see the Count kind of choking himself on the floor and like scratching at his face as well. There are no signs of any exploded bombs whatsoever.
I got self asphyxiation. No surprises there.
You do not see.
Wait.
He seems to be yelling and struggling about something on his face. You do not see anything aside from the self-inflicted wounds that he has caused himself.
I just want to just quickly. The stream is MA15. If you are under the age of 15, please seek parental guidance before joining the stream.
The stream does not condone any actions taken by any of the members of the stream.
Do
Except
not
for
repeat the actions of the people that you see here.
yeah, including myself.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still struggling with the mask.
Does
on your
he-
face.
I say get it off, get it off.
Does he look like does he look like he's aware of me, or is he purely focused on his face,
He's aware that someone has opened the door.
but not me specifically?
He's aware of you.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually saying, Aisha, get this off, if he decides to call it by his name.
I'm not going to call it by name.
I cast icy prison on him.
What does Icy Prison do?
So I guess encase him in solid ice,
Okay.
but I don't stop his ability to breathe, but it does freeze his arms and legs and body in place.
Does he have to go saving throw? I'm sure he does.
Reflex.
Yeah. Make a reflex.
And you have a
throw.
penalty because you're prone.
Yes, he is.
Nope.
Yeah, he is frozen in a prison of ice. He's still able to breathe, and like his hands are
It's just stuck in place.
stuck in place. He
Just so
can
you know,
hear you.
there are 7 inches thick ice encasing you right now.
It's fine. He's not gonna move. He can still hear you and see you. What do you wish to do?
I lean down, slap him a couple of times in the face, and goes, "Wake up, asshole!" Scratch him, you ugly mug.
Wait, how are you slapping him in the face?
Isn't there an icy prisoner?
No, like it doesn't encase him where he can't breathe.
So it doesn't encase his head.
Oh,
Yeah.
just in case his
okay,
face.
okay.
Okay, sure. I see.
It would have been funnier if
Wait,
there was,
wait,
like,
hang
tube
on, hang on.
holes.
You slap his face.
I guess this.
So Aisha can't see the mask.
Yeah, she can't see mask. There's no mask. What mask? Since he cannot really resist it, he takes hits. And eventually he seems to come to his senses and he seems to kind of wake up as though he was in some sort of trance or some sort of dream. However, the scratches on his face are quite real and the Count suffers a -4 to his charisma until the stat damage is healed.
Oh my god.
I'll
So
cast.
it's a temporary penalty to your stat bonus.
I cast.
You realize it is late in the middle of the night at about 3 a.m.
Oh god, I'm using so much magic at night. I gotta sleep for a while, but I'm gonna cast greater detect magic.
Yes.
See, I'm assuming he was under some sort of illusion or enchantment spell, but let's see. What was he actually under that made him go nuts?
What was he actually under? So, I just tell you the mind affecting.
Just tell me it's school.
Yeah, it's whatever is mind affecting.
Then it's usually illusion or enchantment.
Illusional. Oh, yeah.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had boots of teleportation. I should have used those. I guess I wouldn't be
Wait,
wearing
wait.
them in bed.
Yeah, and then I also do I recognize the magical aura that cast the spell as the same one I investigated at the theater?
Yes. Yes, you do.
This asshole again. Not you, Count, the other asshole.
You do recognize the similar magical aura that you detected at the play.
Do you tell the Count that?
No, this is for me.
Well, you said this asshole again.
No.
Not you, so he can
So I'm
probably glean
referring.
from that.
I'm referring to that. I may recognize the magic, but I'm not telling him I know.
Fair enough.
So I can see my face is normal.
Well, aside from the self-inflicted scratches that you have tried to inflict on yourself, your face is normal. You do not see any sign of the mask that you were wearing.
I have him go grab a small mirror, pointing, goes, "Look, your face looks better now."
Technically, you now know what the mask looks like, although you don't know where it came from.
Well, I don't necessarily make the connection.
Yeah, you don't necessarily make the connection.
I don't really
I
ignore.
forgot that. Yeah.
Can you lead me out of this ice thing? I'll get back to bed.
And he goes, what, you don't want to patch up your face?
No, it's fine. Charisma 5.
How are ability scores normally healed if you don't have a spell?
1 per day, provided you take a rest day. So you have to spend like the day not adventuring and heal 1.
Okay, for purposes of the game, you don't have to spend a day not adventuring. You will gain back your charisma at 1 per day unless you are magically healed. However, this night doesn't count.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just for completion's sake, if someone provides him long-term care during a day, he can heal instead of 1, D3 worth.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Because the charisma is not like it's a physical I don't say deformity, but it's physical wound that will incur reaction. Like for example with Aisha, it's her
Personality.
personality, But this one is like if little kids see, like, oh, what the hell? You know, that's what will happen. Like then the legend of Count of Saint Germain,
the hunchback of Saint Germain.
Oh,
the
no.
Scarface.
Not happy
The
about this at all.
phantom of the Saint Germain.
Maybe
I would suggest going to find a clerk of some sort.
I go
Just quickly, sorry.
Yes.
KJ's live. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, hello.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, okay. So the rest of the night, you go back to bed. You close your room door.
Yeah.
Suspiciously.
I'll let the
Did you live
7 minutes of icy prison play out.
Okay, so you leave him frozen on the floor. Do you just leave him?
He can try to break out.
Door open, door closed.
I'm not gonna break out.
Just in the frozen prison on the floor.
Is it actually like cold? Like
It is cold. It technically does do you some damage. Like we get frostbite from this.
yeah, I
thing.
thought it would. Yeah.
Count wasn't really wearing much. This happened, so
I can roll some damage.
by his
if you
side,
want.
like he's quite severely, well, not severe, but he's quite discomforted by the icy feeling and everything.
He's pretty shaken by the whole experience.
I don't know if he's grateful to Aisha for saving him.
If
or
he is,
not.
he's not gonna admit it.
Okay, fair enough. Again, the rest of the night passes by uneventfully for you. In the morning, the head nurse comes along and he opens the door and says, "You okay?
Yeah.
You find out what you want to find out?"
No.
Okay, well, he says you're free to leave if you want, like the same way I brought you in.
Can we just check on Alexander?
Yeah, you walk past his cell, you peep into it, and you see him like sleeping in his bed. He's obviously breathing and still alive.
What was he yelling during the night?
He was just yelling the yellow sign, the yellow sign, the yellow sign.
I yelled through the door. Yellow sign!
He does not seem to have any reaction to it.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Alright.
I guess you head back to the inn in the morning. You arrive there just as these three are coming down from their rooms. Currently, Sasha does not know what has happened to both of you throughout the night. You do see the Count's scratched up and scarred face. And to you, it looks like he had a fight with a cat, but you know he's just rubbing the cat on his face and just clawing him. So
Before that, I was spending an overly long time going through my cleaning process.
Sure,
Of making sure that I maintained a nice, clean exterior look.
Yes, you do.
I say to the Count, what happened to your face?
I don't want to talk about it.
I touch
I
his cheek
whispered
and cast
exactly what I said
cure light
earlier.
wounds.
And
You
like,
touch his cheek
What
and
did you
cast.
say earlier?
You are touched on the cheek,
Oh.
and
I
Sasha
wasn't
casts
there.
Cure Light Wounds on you, but you are at full hit points, so it doesn't really matter.
auto asphyxiation.
Can
Oh,
you
why he's at full
remove-
hit points?
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
matter.
no, it was more meaning for like removing the.
Oh, the ability damage. No, you need an extra
like, no,
spell.
like his the just scratches to his.
Oh, his scratches. Well, I guess the scratches kind of like close up, like they don't seem so raw and all that, but they are still there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect perfect.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Scar
Less-
is
less
The
scabby.
scar is still there.
Less scabby.
Yeah.
Thanks. Can you do that?
Remove the, can I remove the ability damage? I can. Am I going
If
to?
you have
No.
spells.
This is a very important day. I'm not wasting important spell slots on that. God. It's madness.
All right. What do the rest of you wish to do now that it is the morning? You have
I
had
see.
your meals at the inn.
I say we should go to the archives.
I inform the group of my conversation with the mighty Sir Timot
Mm-hmm.
and the information he provided me when I requested his advice last night before going to bed.
You are told that Sir Timot, her deity, it has indicated
And his.
and
Yep.
his
Yep.
yeah, has indicated that the best course of oracle divination advice would be to go to the artistic area of the city,
The
Well, if-
artist's quarter.
the
If
artist
you will.
quarter.
Well, if that's
the
what
artisans,
Sir Timot says, then
to
Yeah.
use the
I
right.
go, what's over there?
just
Well,
Just
that's
trust
technically
Sir Timot.
not.
I asked,
It's
is
Timot.
the... You can go to the toilet now. Is the Freeport Archives in the artist quarters?
No, it is not. It is pretty much in the opposite direction, in the scholarly quarters of the city, where the schools where you find the schools, the universities.
Yeah. Why would we go there? What evidence points us that way?
The mighty Sir Timot knows all,
Just trust.
and I have to trust in my deity.
Well,
He knows what's best.
Aisha, where did you want to go? You wanted to go to the archives.
Yes, because that's where Alexander had specifically marked something on his personal map of the city.
Oh, he's got. Do you have a copy of the map?
Yes, there you go.
Did you copy? Like, did he make any notes?
He said there were artifacts there. I assume he was looking for some.
Oh, well.
Okay, I take it back now. Thank you.
Is that the only? Is that the only note that he made on the map?
Yes. There was no magical hidden notes because I searched for that as well.
Just out of character,
Yes.
we are the worst information sharing party ever.
Oh yeah,
Is the whole point.
it's the whole point
No,
to
I
be confused.
understand. Okay.
Okay, where does everyone wish to go?
Is there a place where I can buy a mask somewhere nearby?
A place where you can. Well, it's funny that you say so. I'm sure the artist quarter would have some.
Would you
the
not be
fancy painted masks that they use for masquerade parties? And balls?
Would you not be traumatized by a mask that would have attacked your face?
Well,
He's into some kinky shit.
This is like he was open to a whole new world.
Yeah, the count
Maybe,
is
maybe.
converting to a new hobby.
but yeah, that kind of masquerade.
Yeah, the kind of masquerade, you could probably find it there. There's no reason. not to.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
You're gonna get a fairy suit made, aren't you?
Well, eventually.
So everyone heads down to the artistic quarters.
Do I go to the
I say we
archives?
split the party again. let's knock as many birds down with these stones as we can.
I think
Let's just keep throwing stones.
I think it's important for us to take the lead that we have found with our own eyes and go to the archives. I go there.
Okay.
Aisha's going to the archives. Count is going to the artistic quarter.
I'll go
Sasha
to
is
the-
going to the artistic quarter.
I'll go to the archives.
Alright, is following Sasha to the archives.
No, Aisha.
Aisha, yes. We'll do the artistic quarter first. Alright, heading down to the artistic center of the city. You see that again it's just morning, like random street painters, a couple of like sculpture shops, things like that just starting to open this early in the morning. What do you do?
Do I find a mask vendor?
Yeah, we'll say you do find a mask vendor, a maker of masks. They do sell like the generic mask you can take off thing, or you can commission something more specific
Nah, I
depending
need
on
one.
the design.
I need one right now.
Yeah, you find one. I guess
Just pay.
depends on how fancy you want it.
Pay extra to have him make it now. While we do
Like
our
commission
commission.
one and then pay
Like,
extra.
Oh yeah.
Like commission one and say, look, if you make this in an hour, I'll give you this much gold for it,
That sounds pretty good.
Make your offer.
and then we can do our work in that hour, and then you can get your mask.
Yeah.
I can't find an actual proper like kind of masquerade kind of just fancy looking mask. It's only got like magic items.
It's just a generic item. You just
Yeah, it's
an
just
item
a generic
that,
item.
that Kevin. will
Yeah,
make
you
up
just
a price
offer the
for.
guy to make one
How
for
much?
you.
How much would they cost normally?
Well, the generic ones cost about 5 gold, and if you want like a specific
5
tailor-made
gold.
one, depending on how intricate it is, it can be anywhere from between 10 to 30.
Is that not expensive for a mask?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
it's
is a
rich,
fancy part of town. They don't sell to peasants.
Okay,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll go for the fanciest one.
Yeah.
So 30 gold, and I'll double it.
plus
if
the
you
if
make it.
The mask vendor
An
says,
hour.
yeah, that's fine. If you 60 gold, he seems
Yep.
quite appreciative of your
Stature.
stature. However, he does also realize why you wish the mask, judging from your looks.
He's
So he's
judging you. How do you feel
like,
about
sir, I will, make this to the best of quality just for you.
Only the best.
Only the best. It'll take an hour as you requested. That's fine. Yeah, you'll get a mask. Yes.
What did you? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What did you request that the mask look like?
Well, I was kind of thinking of that kind of Phantom of the Opera kind of something like that.
Because
Word.
there's two ways you could play this. You could buck shit up and get the exact mask that you
You
pictured
do
last
remember
night
what you've imagined.
because you know what you saw, and then we could use that potentially to our advantage, or you could just get something that is somewhat generic but fancy and nice looking.
I don't think I'd want the same mask.
The Count's not that intelligent.
No,
He's
I'm not saying he is. I'm just
Super
saying
intelligent.
that
His super
could.
intelligence is his stat.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
that's his stat.
He's
Okay,
not
he's
very
not that
wise.
He's not
True,
wise.
yes.
He's not
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that could
I
that
think-
could be something potentially.
I think I'm gonna go with the
Viable?
Phantom of the Opera kind of style.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'd be
that's
too traumatized to want the same kind of mask.
Okay.
And he's not too sure of its relevance, so he wouldn't.
Fair enough.
think
Fair
of it.
enough.
Fair enough.
While he was doing that, I would like to look for a map of the specific artist quarter
Mhm.
to find out like a list of.
You have
ranking
no
quality
problem
places.
finding a map. You just have to tell me what kind of shop or place you are looking for.
So I would be looking at
None of the shop names stand out.
painters that specialize in ship painting.
Okay. You do find generic painters. However, you find like the biggest and best one, where they both sell and create the paintings, thinking that there at least perhaps someone might recognize the art style that you are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way there with the count. At there you're greeted by we'll just say a painter, and he looks at you.
What's his
Thinking-
name? He's got to have a name.
Simon.
Simon.
Simon the painter, and he looks at you as though assuming that you wish to purchase one of his fine arts. That
As we are both fine-looking
Yeah.
individuals
you are
in
both like
nobles' outfits.
in clean. Except the what kind of ugly right now, but you're all clean, well dressed, rich looking.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that make him look even richer though? Because he's got me, who's hot stuff,
Well, I guess
walking
so,
around
yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
Like,
But they
wouldn't
can
that make him
also look at
super
you
rich?
of the priestly order and they go, maybe I just like his caregiver, like
Yeah, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
taking care of his medical needs.
Is he that deformed at the moment?
He's like the elephant
Hey,
guy.
it's -4 charisma. That's a hefty hit.
So the count was the one that had the piece of the painting, correct?
No,
No.
I had it. But
Can we retroactively have that?
You may retroactively have that because I don't think you'll be dumb enough to go to the artist
Yeah,
quarter
without the pic-
unless Urbag wishes you to not have it. So Urbag can object.
so remember when you didn't ask about the cleric?
Urbag can object. You can do that.
No, that's fine. They can have the piece of the painting.
Okay, you have to
But
piece of
it was
painting.
done subtly, so Aisha knows nothing
Okay.
about it.
My friend had a painting commissioned and someone attempted to steal it and got away with most of the painting. All we have left is this corner fragment.
Yeah.
Could you help me identify the painting itself or any information in regards to it, good
You
sir?
may make a diplomacy roll.
Can I do this with gold coins in my hand to hand it? Like,
Yes, you can. So it depends on
5.
how much you give him 5 gold as
yeah,
well.
I'll give him 5 gold.
Okay.
5 gold's a lot.
She's great.
Yes,
For,
yes,
like-
yes. So he accepts. I'll give you a bonus, which I would.
Crit fail!
He looks at you as though.
That's 21.
I know. He looks at you as though offended that you tried to bribe him, although he does pocket the 5 gold. And he goes, "I don't look like some sort of tourist guide to you. I'm a high class painter. Be off with you if you are just searching for mundane information."
I'm looking for more than just mundane information, good sir, and I do apologise for my abrupt nature.
Okay.
My
Oh.
good
Go ahead.
my good friend has been greatly hurt by losing this painting, and I wanted to get it not just replicated, not just duplicated, but created anew in a far superior quality of image.
Fair enough. You may roll another diplomacy roll. What is the
27.
total? Okay. He seems appreciative of your love for the arts and the recognition that
We might as well, correct?
like certain paintings are important to artists and to people. And he says, "Wait right here. I will go look into this. I think I know someone who may recognize the painting."
Thank you. If I can find the image, I will come specifically to you to get you to paint it for me.
Sure. Are there any paintings kind of like around the shop?
There are some generic like scenery paintings, nothing that really seems important to you. If you want, there is a cost to commission a painting of the count. However, you actually have to be there and pose.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna do that right now.
Yeah, and pose somewhere. Alright. Eventually he comes back with another painter. Again, name not really important, but he comes back and he says this guy knows this
The
painter.
painter.
He says this guy has seen this lab painting, so he hands you back the scrap. Okay. He says he believes this work looks like the work of a painter, and a half-elven man keeps himself usually, and his name is Galather Vane. Galather Vane. He does have a home located along the southern edge of the artist's quarter. You do have knowledge local.
No.
Does anyone, between the two of you, have knowledge local?
Nope.
No. In which case you do not find out. But
Can I ask a question in regards to that information?
yeah.
Not having knowledge local and knowing that I need to know where he goes.
Yep.
Could I ask that they provide us with someone to take to his house so that we can have a conversation with him?
You may roll diplomacy roll.
One again?
He says again, it is not
damn.
our job to be tour guides. We are but humble painters. However, before you go, I do have a piece of advice. This ship looks quite realistic. It might be inspiration for a real ship. Perhaps you would want to look into that as well, with regards to the painter or people who know about ships.
Thank you. We will do our best to find his home by ourselves.
All right.
People that know about ships.
Shipwrights, is that the word?
Yeah.
The Freeport Archives. The Freeport Archives is a large marble wall building maintained by the clerics of Irori. Irori. It's a deity who, I think,
Irori.
yes, who prioritizes knowledge and learning. They act as librarians and curators of the literary works within its walls.
Okay.
From what you know, this is just generic knowledge, they take their jobs very seriously in the preservation of the knowledge here. From what you can see as well, numerous folk come and go up the marble steps to this library, most of them scholars, sages, and even uncommonly practitioners of other magical arts as well.
Okay.
What do you wish to do? You are the entrance of the Freeport Library Archives.
Is there like a help desk?
Well, you
Oh, yeah,
walk in.
okay. So yeah, let's enter and find out who works here.
Entering, you speak to one, you gain the attention of one of the curators and he comes over to you. He tells you that the general knowledge books are open to the public. However, rarer texts will require you to convince the librarians to allow you access.
We're not here for the books. We're here to find out what someone else may have been here for.
Yes. What is your
Has
question?
an Alexander Roby been here?
He checks his sign-in records of sign-ins, and of course book borrowing checkout list. He says no, we do not recognize that name.
He may have signed up as in a different name, a pseudonym. He was an actor, so that's something they're quite used to. I give him a description of what Alexander Roby looked like and when he may have come.
He thinks to himself and he goes, no, I don't believe I have seen this man before.
Huh. Strange, because I'll be quite blunt with him. I go, this man has just the other day got what's the word for it? When he gets into an asylum,
Institutionalized.
institutionalized.
Yeah.
by form of insanity, and we have evidence to say he was looking for strange artifacts, and he had marked your place in particularly.
Many
in his notes.
people come here to research artifacts. In fact, we get at least 1 or 2 people every week. Depends on what artifacts you're looking for. It depends on what is in relation to. But I'm afraid beyond that, unless you have more specific information, I cannot tell you more.
Well, he is afflicted by some sort of curse. So
Would you like to look up curses?
Would you like to know?
Has any of your patrons, you said you have about 2 a week,
Yeah.
been researching possibly cursed artifacts? He may have come in disguise.
No, as far as I can tell, in the past 2 weeks, I would say, no one has actually come in looking for cursed artifacts or knowledge about curses of any sort.
I look at the cleric and I say, what do you know about the King in Yellow?
He seems suspicious of your question, and he goes, perhaps that is something you have to look up for yourself. A man did come in a couple of days, not the one that you described, asking the very same question. I believe he was directed to the, not the public section, the rarer book texts towards like the special section of the library. However, not many people are allowed in there.
I'm sure we would be allowed in there.
No, I cannot possibly let you dress the way that you do because you seem to be of a violent nature. See your swords and knives and things.
Wait, can I go? I'm not wearing like armor or anything.
Yeah, but he's looking at Urbek.
Can I go ahead? Like, don't worry about him.
You have to make it worth my while. I don't simply let any riffraff into that special section. You know, for fear of ruining the rare and important texts.
That makes sense.
Yes.
As I juggle a gold coin across my knuckles.
As you juggle a gold coin across your knuckles. Sure, you may make a diplomacy roll.
24.
He glances at your gold coin, but he seems unimpressed by its amount of 1.
Its amount of 1. I slide another 4.
In total, so it's 5 gold coins.
Yes.
He still seems quite unimpressed by the number 5 that you are holding in your hand.
I asked him, can you come over here for a second? It's just, I should, like, you know, it's just not out of view of him, but so that we're not facing him.
Yeah, sure.
And I pull out, I drop down 50 coins in his hands.
50 will do it.
And
Come right here, kind lady.
I
You
go
know,
like, this is, I'm sure, I said, thank you for accepting my entry. And then
he says, do you want your... And then he looks at that guy, it's like, your servant to follow you in? Like...
I go, this isn't like a library, right? He makes a lot of noise, and I find it annoying.
Alright, you may roll a perception check.
21.
You do hear Aisha say that she wishes to go in to the special section of the library by herself.
No, I say is it like a library where you need to be quiet?
Oh yeah, it's a library where it needs to be quiet. That's 100% confirmed.
I can be quiet.
Good. The only time you've been quiet is when you're about to die.
That's a point.
Impatiently, the
yeah.
curator
no, it's on the
begins to
spell.
lead you in.
Thank you.
Is Urbek following you?
Up to him.
Oh yeah, I'm following.
Alright, he leads you into the special section of the library. There are notably less people and less commoners here. A lot of people here look like... Well, there are some adventuring looking types, but they're like spellcasters, so clearly wizards or...
Hey, I fit right in.
Yeah, clearly wizards, mostly sages, stuff like that.
The only thing that tips me off is the fact that I
Yeah.
hold a quiver. With
There
no
is a rough guide to the different topics of books that you can look into.
Okay.
Old texts and old scrolls. Sorry. Depends on what you want to look up.
Okay, so I asked the curator, this other patron who was here the other day looking for this King in Yellow. I go, gotta say it a little bit quietly, else he starts spouting it out real loud.
Also, this library. You must speak quietly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What books did this person attempt to request?
If you wait right here, I will go and get the list of
Okay.
books. He leaves you both in front of like the library guide and the rows and rows of books upon the library.
So,
Yes.
you said adventuring types?
Yeah.
Possibly high-level clerics?
Not wizards and sages.
What's a sage?
Guy who studies a lot.
Guy studies a lot.
So no healing abilities.
Well, none that you can tell. There might be like special. You can go up and ask them, but they all seem to be quite intently studying their books and research their texts.
Probably not then.
The guide to the books are fairly easy to follow. It just depends on what you wish to look up, and I'll make you make rolls based on that.
Okay.
Oh man, it's so hard.
I'm gonna look for following any sort of like I don't know, just my knowledge religion or knowledge arcana
Yeah.
to find any books that will be more referential to a potential king in yellow
All right.
or some sort
Pick
of
your highest of knowledge arcana or knowledge religion, then
Yeah.
tell me what your actual roll is.
27.
27. You do find something. You find vague but faint references to the King in Yellow. Gathering the many different parts and books and stuff that you have come across. Of course, this takes time, so this by the time this ends, I guess depending on where the other two characters are, we'll see. But you do find vague references of the King in Yellow. You learn that the King in Yellow is an avatar of the Great Old One, Hestor, the Unspeakable One, half-brother of Cthulhu. He is described as a thin figure clad in tattered yellow rags who wears a smooth and featureless pallid mask and an ethereal crown upon his head. That's what you find in the King in Yellow.
Before you continue, so he was an avatar of, can I spell that
The
name?
Great Old One, Hestor. Hastur.
Hastur.
You vaguely remember that word being said in the play at some point.
While Aisha is looking for stuff.
I'll just continue.
Okay.
Hestor is associated with the element of air, in contrast to Cthulhu's element of water. And he's said to dwell in an interdimensional place called Carcosa.
Spell that, please.
Carcosa.
Carcosa.
One word.
Okay. Inhabits plane called Carcosa. Okay.
And that is what your role has
Okay.
uncovered on.
Since there's a reference to this plane of Carcosa,
Yes.
can I do a knowledge planes to delve more into that realm?
Indeed, you can make a roll.
Damn, I rolled a 1 that time.
You find no references whatsoever to Carcosa, aside from the one that I said is connected to the Great
Okay.
Old One, Hestor.
Okay, so I don't know what Carcosa is, and nothing here is helping me. All good.
Yes.
So while Aisha is looking up bits and pieces about the King in Yellow,
Yes.
blah, 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 I look for a list of ships or books relating
You
to
may
ships.
roll a. Well, it depends on which knowledge you have. Do you have knowledge local?
I have knowledge local. I have all knowledge.
Alright, knowledge local then.
Knowledge local is a 15
In total.
in total. My knowledge local is only 4.
And you remember what the painting looks like, so that's fine. You find suspiciously only one ship that matches what you're looking for. A merchant vessel called the Dark Mistress, operating out of Freeport and under the command of a Captain Jonah Kensington.
Dark Mistress Jonah
Kensington.
I don't reveal this information to Aisha.
Good thing you don't know anything about mine.
Well, that's fine. I saw the King in Yellow.
You think you're the only one?
Is there anything else you wish
Yes.
to look up?
Oh, our
see.
characters haven't had that chat. I haven't actually asked you about the King.
Nope.
No. So I say, so I say to Aisha, did you see the King in Yellow?
He goes, he's in this book right now. Hey, is this him?
Oh, your book does not have pictures, by the way.
You had a description of it though, did it?
Yes, it has a written description of it, but not a picture.
No
of
one
it.
ever visualized it.
Nope.
So you've only seen it in words? You didn't see him at the play?
Wait, do you know I was at the play?
Well, I saw him at the play.
Why do you think I was at the play? I met you at the inn.
Well, I don't know. Were you at the play?
Bloodshed.
Yeah. This is something I have no ability in. 1.
Wow. He completely, he's pretty much trying to lie right to your face, and you can tell that.
I'm like,
You can tell that Aisha was at the play,
so you were at the play.
possibly knowing what you're talking about.
Okay. Sure, yeah, I've seen the play. Wasn't very good.
That is an outstanding line. I may take it for myself. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. So,
Either way,
have you seen the King in Yellow?
I go, I don't really want to talk about that.
So you have seen the King in Yellow. I knew I wasn't crazy. The
Have you?
Count and Sasha, man, they said that I was mental, but I saw the guy at the play.
You do sound crazy.
I am what?
The librarian returns, or the curator, sorry. The curator returns, and look, as he just hears Urbeck going, I know I didn't sound crazy, and he's like, shh. And he looks to you and he
Yeah.
says, oh, the person that was asking about this King in Yellow topic, they were looking into an artifact called the Hourglass. However, I have checked, and all books of this artifact have been checked out by that person.
Does it leave a name?
Nope. But we will tell you when this person returns, and I will send you a message.
How do you keep track of? How do you keep track of people borrowing stuff? You don't even take
That
a
is
name.
a special secret that we have upon all books, or well, all important books anyway, taken out of this library.
Was this guy?
He did not resemble the description you gave of Alexander.
Did he look like this? And I describe Eric Brightflame.
No. He was definitely of the wizarding type, not this knight that you described.
Wizarding type.
Yes. If you will excuse me, I will leave you to your research. See yourself out, and obviously do not, damage any of the books.
While we're here,
Yeah.
I try to find a book on the.
King in Yellow?
No, not the King. You found the book on the King in Yellow.
It's funnier. It's funnier if you try and look for it and don't find it
The
Or you could go higher than he did.
the faction of knights, the Uther Cal.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, make a knowledge history. Yeah, it'll be knowledge history.
18.
18. They appear to be a very recent sect of knights. Utherkel is known to be a great hero who opposes Hestor. Other than that, you do not know what else.
It doesn't mention any like.
Oh, actually,
Actually, what'd you find?
there are also, in addition to that, there are references to the enemies of the Knights of Utherkel called the Vox Mutatis, or commonly known as the Golden Dawn, a group intent on seeing the return of Hestor to power within this mortal realm. These guys are characterized by a gold sunrise tattoo behind their neck.
It's the Order of Talos.
No. Oh, is that what you want to look up?
No. I'm just. It sounds like the Order of Talos because they were trying to get rid of the people.
But what makes you think you are a person to stop the King Yellow?
Oh man, that's why they want to kill me because I've seen the King in Yellow.
Okay, so
So
this cult, Golden Dawn, worship Hesser, and
Yeah.
they seek to bring him back, or
They seek to return Hestor to power in this mortal realm.
Golden Dawn, right?
Yeah, or the Vox Mutatis as they are truly known. Which, funny enough, means the voice of change. In Latin.
Yeah. Because mutation comes from mutatis.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Golden Dawn. So I said to Aisha, I was like, I found this about our friend Eric Brightflame and his group of homies.
Okay.
They hate this guy called Hester. And they have some enemies. The Golden Dawn.
Okay, so
It was the red circle that we were.
Yes. Completely different group.
Golden Dawn.
Well,
They just
a
give
red
themselves
circle could be
names.
a dawn in the evening, or
Yeah.
it's a sunset. I'll do a religion check to see if I know anything about this cult.
Okay.
32.
That's a
You know
good roll.
nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Aisha.
There's very little knowledge that you know about this cult. However, you do know that almost all members of this cult are in some form insane.
Okay.
Like craziness is requirement to be a part of the cult of Hestor.
The Cult of Hastor, which is the Golden Dawn.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
Good.
that's good. Okay.
Happy with all the things?
Just while we're here,
Yeah.
because it's a library and it has information.
Yeah.
Order of Talos.
Sure. Number? Knowledge local?
Knowledge local number is 22.
22. Aside from the fact that they are a known group of assassins and to be feared, they have been responsible for everything as minor as killing merchants to assassinating kings. There is not much known. You do know that they are led by a single grandmaster. Whether this is the grandmaster who's been there since the founding of the order, or it's someone who changes based on who's the best, you are not completely sure.
But
Based
Kevin,
on
there can
information.
only be two.
Is his name Ezio?
A master and
Perhaps.
an apprentice.
The Brotherhood.
Who was the order again?
Could be
Not what I
Altair.
tell.
No, it could be Altair, yeah.
That's on
Bastard.
Ulthar.
Oh.
Okay, so our friend Eric Brightflame doesn't like Hester, who is the King in Yellow, and that's why he wants to talk to the guy from the play. Was Eric at the play?
Who's Eric at the play?
Was Eric Brightflame at the play?
You do not remember such a man being at the play.
But remember, everyone there weren't wearing armor or stuff, so a knight couldn't really rock up in that kind of clothing.
No, but
Alright, Urbek and Aisha, are there any more topics you wish to Google at this library?
any more googling?
Any more Googling? Because there are questions and there are
So
answers,
we
but
found-
again, you can always come back here and ask.
No, I know,
I,
but we found out the ship. Do we know the name of the play?
Do you know the name?
Yes.
The Queen and the Stranger.
Queen and the Stranger.
Mhm.
Can we see if there's any reference to the Queen and the Stranger?
You don't need to roll this. There is no reference to such a play.
Because it was a random fucking thing.
Or a very new play. Or a
A
very
very new play. Something created specifically for this.
Roughly how long have they spent in the archives?
Roughly, I want to say close to 2 hours. They've been searching around their books, going through all their little notes. By then, we'll say that his mask is done and you guys are
Yeah, and-
free to leave.
And
Oh, that's
in the 2-minute conversations that we've had.
But the thing is, he still has to wait
Yeah.
for his mask.
What does that reduce my charisma penalty at all?
Does that reduce your charisma penalty at all? No, it doesn't reduce your actual charisma penalty. However, it does not cause the reaction of people.
Psychologically, it does.
The whole.
Okay,
People are no
Here's something I
longer
haven't rolled to
repulsed
check
by
it.
Yes.
I want to do a knowledge arcana to see what I know about this ancient artifact, the hourglass.
Sure.
18.
18. All you know is that it is very, very powerful. It is connected to Hester in some way, and it is but one of 5.
1 of 5. Okay then.
Can I do a Google search on on wounds?
Wait,
A
before that,
Google search on wounds.
I thank the attendant to Google for helping me find the information on hourglass.
Sure. And that's why he's left. He's already technically left already.
Why have I got 2 pencils?
You are looking at wounds. You find numerous texts on different wounds, be it bite marks, vampire wounds, werewolf wounds, but none of them actually resemble what you have. It seems that what you are afflicted with is something very new, or perhaps very old.
Crap. Something to do with. Man, why is it always me? It's not always me. It's fine.
We will reveal that, towards the end of the adventure. Why is it Urbane?
And
So cutting back to us.
Yes, cutting back to the two at the artist quarter. You guys can keep thinking about things. Otherwise, I'll make them meet you. Well, if they want to meet you at the archives, they can. Otherwise, they can keep going on the split way.
So knowing that we have the information as to the artist who did it,
Yes, you know the artist.
we haven't been given specific directions.
They have actually. He's given
Okay.
you a direction to his house at the south end of the artist
Okay.
quarter.
this is a very true statement.
And it's like to his house, not just he's in the south end.
No, it's to his
Okay.
house. They've given you the address of his building.
Well, I imagine because it's only been like 5-10 minutes, we're still waiting for his mask to be
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
So we'll head towards that direction
Sure.
to have a conversation, if possible, with said individual in his house.
Gallagher Vane?
Gallagher Vane, half-elf artist. It doesn't take you much more than 10-15 minutes to reach his house. Okay, you find his home. It is a 2-story brick building with every window locked shut and tightly curtained. You are at the front of his entrance. It seems to be of a middle-class type dwelling, not like a poor guy, so maybe he makes good money out of his paintings. But however, there is no advertising, like there's no big sign that says paintings made here. It's just, for all intents and purposes, a normal house.
He's probably going to be pissed off that we're at his house.
Knock, knock, knock.
Knock, knock, knock.
We have gold.
You hear the rustling of sound within, and the door opens a little bit, and you're greeted by an old lady. She looks at you, and she says, "Can I help you?"
Hello. Can I borrow a moment of your time, please?
Yes, you may, for being so polite.
Thank you. I do apologise for this interruption so early in the morning.
Yeah.
We are looking to speak to his name. I'll say his name.
Gallagher.
I can't
Vane.
find it on my piece of paper where I put it.
It's fine. You ask to speak to Gallagher, and this old lady says, "Oh no, my son, he's not at home. Not at home right now.
Oh.
Do you happen to know where he is?
I'm not too sure. Young folk, you know, always busy with their fancy friends and doing things like parties and going out. Are you here to buy one of my son's wonderful paintings?
Of course we are. We are big fans of his.
You may make a bluff check."
Can,
Because of the big fans.
can I assist?
Uh,
Just gives a +2.
So I got the minus.
yes, I'll let you assist.
I've got,
You are
15
so the
I've
plus
got 11. A plus, so plus
11
2.
plus 2 is 13.
My bluff is so much better. My base bluff is higher than that.
She seems quite proud that you are a great fan of her son. So this old lady, we'll just call her Granny Vane. She lets you inside, and she shows you beautiful paintings. Well, she takes you in the artist gallery, and she shows you paintings of scenery, the mountains. I wrote here the mountains where the boulder was raised and born, but since he's not here, it doesn't appeal to him.
Yep.
Some paintings of the city of Freeport at sunset, a couple of views of the sea from Freeport Harbor, and she says, you know, you're welcome to buy any of these fine art pieces.
Do you happen to have anything pertaining to ships? My good friend, the Count here, has a fascination with ships.
She thinks to herself, no particular ships, sorry. However, this nice view of the sea from Freeport Harbor, it does have many tiny little ships in its...
Can I go examine that more closely?
Yeah, you can. None of them seem to be named ships. You see vague, like, painting of ships. Nothing that you can actually say, this is the same one from my painting. However, you do recognize the painting style as exactly the same as the scrap that, one of you have.
Could
Yeah.
I...
100 gold for that painting. She notices your interest in it.
I go,
Quite fine art. No?
Could
One
I,
of a kind.
Could I sense motive her
Yes, you may.
to see if I believe that she is
Yep.
genuine in everything she says? No.
You
That's
sense
going to be 17.
You sense that she is indeed telling you the truth, that her son is currently not at home. She is intent on selling the paintings to make money, of course. Net, those are her motives.
I have heard tale of a painting that your son has produced of a ship. Does there happen to be any...
Perhaps you can describe this ship.
starts with DAR, the name.
Yeah, because we didn't get anything from the thing, did we?
Yeah.
We got...
We don't have much.
Yeah, we only got that he did the painting. His style looks like his. I explained that we happen to have a ripped part of the painting, as some vandals broken and damaged our painting.
She says,
Yeah.
perhaps you can show me the ripped part and maybe I can give you information.
We show her the part, but do not pass it to her.
Okay. She takes a look at this part and she says, this is definitely a work of my son's. However, I do not remember seeing this painting, and perhaps it was something that was sold a long time ago. She doesn't remember like selling it recently.
Does there happen to be any reference art to work he's done previously? Maybe some sketches?
I want to say whenever he does his work, he does it in privacy of his own art gallery. He doesn't want an old lady like me, intruding on him. Or he actually goes out to the place where he's painting his subject.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's
Fair enough.
painting it there.
One final question.
Yes.
Because we've taken a fair bit of your time. Where does your son like to venture to at this time of morning normally?
She says, I don't really know where he usually goes day and night. You may roll a sense motive.
That's way better. 33.
She is lying to you. She does indeed know where he is going.
Can I
Yep.
look at her
Yeah.
in a way where I'm not like getting stiff, but I kind of intimidate her just through the sheer look I have in my eyes that I'm not fucking around.
Stare her down.
Okay.
Like I'm not fucking around right now.
Okay, so you're staring her intimidatingly.
Intimidation
What's
check.
intimidate?
Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me.
You may roll an intimidation.
25.
She stares back right at you, unintimidated.
Yeah, you got fucking served, didn't you?
Now she says, if you're not gonna buy one of these paintings, I ask that you leave me alone. For I am an old lady and I have many old lady things to do.
I have been sent here by the head of the guard to investigate a murder. The information you will provide me could help solve this mystery, which could bring your son more renowned.
She reacts in horror to you. You don't expect my son to be part of murder.
I do not expect your son to be part of murder, but the information that he could hold in regards to this painting could lead me to the murderer.
I blurt out, your son's life is in danger.
Look at your son's life nature. Roll a bluff check.
Wait, hang on. Does he need to bluff if he genuinely thinks it?
No, he's lying.
No,
I'm lying.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
very obviously lying.
That was a 5.
A 5. She does not believe that your son is in danger. Furthermore, because of your comments, she is now mistrusting what Sasha has said, and it has negated the impact of Sasha's words.
This is why we need to go places together.
Unfortunately, she says, if you're not going to buy one of my son's paintings, I would bid you to leave.
If you give us the information we require, I will buy one of your son's paintings. And if you don't give me the information, I will get the information out of you.
You may roll a
Oh,
diplomacy check.
shit.
Is it diplomacy? Because it's fucking
Wow,
intimidating.
I'm just making you a diplomacy check. Or intimidate, whichever you
It's
want.
the same number, 25.
Okay. She is unfazed by your passive aggressive words. She says, buy his paintings and enjoy them or leave.
I cast Hold Person and then I cast Zone of Truth.
She's not real. Does she have to stay in the zone?
She is if she's held.
Oh man, you are a mean cop.
I am fucking going rough.
Wow.
What's the roles, the central roles?
This is where she comes out as
So
being
hold
the wizard
yeah.
person that was going to the
Hold
archive.
Person is the first one.
She was
which
resisting
is,
those 25 intimidates.
will save.
Oh.
You roll it and then I'll tell you.
Well, I
Not
can't
fun.
tell you because then you might know how high her
19.
saves are. 19. She passes. What's the other one?
Zone of Truth
Yeah.
is also 19.
She passes. She's unaffected by your spell. She
Man,
resists
man.
them as though she were an experienced grandma adventurer of levels far higher than you. Just, you know, people
Wow,
get
wasn't expecting that really.
You gotta remember age bonuses.
I thought age gets penalty.
No, you get
Nah.
penalties to physical, but you get bonuses to wisdom
Yeah.
and charisma.
Gotcha. Yeah.
They actually have better eyesight when they're older.
So you're saying we should attack her physically, not mentally?
Yeah,
Whoa,
so
what is
beating-
this attacking old lady thing going on here?
Oh, trust a count to be into that, huh?
She has information we need.
I'm not.
How far do we push?
By now, she is demanding that you leave lawfully before she calls the city guard on
I will call the city guard on you, woman, if you do not give me your information.
Oh shit.
I
I send the count outside to get the guard.
Okay, you send the count outside, but meanwhile she moves you out of the house, like she physically just goes. out.
No, she doesn't push me out.
Does she?
She doesn't try.
But she's resisting.
She's trying to push me, and I'm resisting. I'm not leaving the
CMD
premises.
versus CMD.
Are you grappling with an
No,
old
no, no,
woman?
No, the
old
old
woman's
lady's
shoving.
grappling with me.
No, the old woman's shoving him.
Does a 32 beat your CMD?
Holy shit!
You know what? Fuck you, it doesn't.
I just, huh?
Yes, it
What?
does.
I'm sure it does.
32.
She easily pushes Sasha out the door, and Sasha lands on her butt in front of the house, much to the Count's amusement, because that was pretty much just after the Count was sent out to find the guard.
Man,
She may not be natural.
that old woman.
She may not be an old
lady.
woman. Maybe
Um,
she's just cast disguise self on herself.
No, but then touching her would dispel it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Physical
so
contact lets you kind of know.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like,
Word.
Yeah. She felt like an old woman, by the way.
like anytime.
That's how old women feel.
Like that. Anytime Kevin's character shakes the hand of anyone, they
Yeah, they know it's like an armored gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And them personally may actually be able to see through the illusion because they've interacted with
Yeah,
it.
once you interact, it's fine. Yeah. So this is actual old lady pushing Sasha out.
What about claim identity is different, right?
Yeah, is it?
No, that's better.
It's a,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but
It's the difference between an illusion and a transmutation.
Actual shape changing.
oh right.
So we're the bit of
Alright, so you're back out at the street. By now, actually, it's almost where you catch up to them in time wise.
Okay, so we'll get some guard.
Okay, you move on to wherever you find the nearest guard.
Yeah, we
You're
will
actually
inform-
gonna get guards.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh man.
Sasha is offended.
Remember, she is a noble. as
She's
well.
not used to getting told no.
You meet up with a group of four patrolling guards, and they look at you and they ask, "What do you want?"
I asked the count to produce the piece of paper from both ends,
Yeah, sure.
saying
The
that
counselor
we
is
are.
there. Yeah.
We have found someone who has information and refuses to give it up. We wish you to arrest this individual and get the information from her to help solve this mystery for benefit of the city. I can diplomacy that.
Is the count going along with this?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
You don't need to diplomatize this actually. Yeah, as long as the count went along with it. The guards, seemingly understanding the authority that the count presents, they take you. They follow you, and you go back to the house. So you're now at the front entrance of Gallagher Vane's house.
They're gonna start like fight
I
with
imagine
Granny.
that the guards will knock on the door.
The guards knock on the door. There is no answer.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them to keep knocking.
They keep knocking at the door. Eventually, they look back at you and go, "This is a private residence. I don't believe we are allowed to break in without actual evidence of any wrongdoing. We are the law of the city, after all. Lawful alignment.
And if I was there, it
Not
would
dirty
be
cops."
fine.
And your lawful right? Shay?
Can I suggest that you make guards watch this building, and if anybody returns,
We can indeed station 2 guards here. If anyone returns, how do we contact you?
if anyone returns,
Yes.
contact both and directly and tell him what we have told you, and
Okay.
that these individuals are holding information, and suggest that he arrest them and take them to him, and he can send message to us, or you can send message to us directly at inn we're staying in.
Okay. He agrees
We
and
still
he
don't
says...
know the name of the inn we're staying.
Lucky coin?
No, Lucky Coin is the other inn.
Ah.
The inn that
It's
you're
the
staying
second
at doesn't really matter.
It's-
you can
it's
think of
irrelevant.
any name.
It's
yeah. Just
The
inn.
unlucky coin.
He agrees and he says we will station 2 guards out here and send message to you should we notice anyone come back.
Thank you for your time. I hand them each a gold.
Yep.
And I suggest that we go and get your mask and then meet up with. We'll go and find out how it's going at the archivist.
Do we not want to go to the dock?
Relay information, then split up again.
You think we're going to relay information between each other? We can ask.
We can try.
Yeah.
Okay, are you collecting your mask and making your way back to them? Alright.
Sure.
Meanwhile, the archives, are you guys going to look
Nah, I
for
think I don't think we will
any
find-
other topics?
No, I don't think there's anything else.
So like,
Okay.
we'll leave. And
As you leave, you come across these 2 and they are walking towards the archives, clearly confident that they know something.
I do-
Same with 2
I
of
do a
you.
perception check that I noticed this weird stain in the back of Sasha, like she was
You
thrown out on the street. 29.
You do notice a slightly dirty stain where she fell onto the dirty street.
I go, what happened to you, Sasha? You look kind of dusty.
We found a strong and powerful wizard.
Strong and powerful wizard.
in the form of an old lady. Her magic was far superior to mine. She knows answers and would not give them up.
It's
Make
his
me roll a
motive.
bluff check on that one.
Oh, I might believe it.
You completely believe Sasha.
19 on the die.
She did in fact encounter a very powerful wizard.
29.
Alright, final action. Or rather,
For the night.
for the night. Final action. What do you guys wish to do?
So what did you guys find in the archives?
I go, wait, you guys found this wizard? We gotta take this bitch out.
We
Whoa,
tried.
whoa,
Sorry.
whoa, whoa! Hang on. Just hang on a second. Let's compare notes for a minute. Like for instance, did you know that? Wait, do I know your notes about the King in Yellow?
Sure, why not?
I figure I do. The King in Yellow is a representation of Hester.
The very mention of their name gives the two of you a slight feeling of fear.
But these two.
So he gets an erection.
Well, a D-erection.
Okay, let's just here's the abridged version. Okay, abridged version. Alexander hadn't come here. I didn't come here. Someone else did come here looking for the King in Yellow stuff, looking for an artifact called the Hourglass. It's very powerful, part of a set of 5. He took every book related to it. Okay, the King in Yellow is an avatar of the Great Old One Hester. He is associated with the elemental of air, comes from Karosa. That's all we know about that. He has a cult called the Vox Mutatus. They're also called the Golden Dawn that worship him, and they're trying to bring him back into power. That night guy you guys met over at the asylum, he's part of the order that fights them.
Which seems to be completely coincidental.
What a coincidence.
How would that ever happen?
Glad you decided to help a stranger
For once.
for once.
The count says, "Oh, do you guys not know all that?"
No.
Out of game at the same
Bluff?
time.
Yes.
Bluff.
28.
What do you roll against bluff?
Sense motive.
Sense
6.
yeah, I think you guys don't believe
Out,
that.
out of game at the same time.
14.
Yeah.
Wasn't the whole point in getting Urbag to stay in the room to listen to the sounds and then listen to the meeting that happened
Yeah.
when Thing came in the morning?
Yeah.
When who came in the morning?
No. The
When
thing
the
was
night came in the morning?
not to
Had-
listen to
had-
the night's meeting, to listen to the meeting between Montague and...
Yeah, to listen to that,
Alexander.
but then we also had him stay. We were going to have him stay in there to find out what.
Oh, to
happened.
find out, but he left.
Yeah, he left.
Yeah.
Like
We forgot about that.
I'm not
Also,
gonna. I'm
the
not gonna go
DM
back
also
on it.
forgot about
I
that.
think the DM also forgot.
Yeah,
about
I also
that.
forgot
Do
about
we
that in page.
Do we
No,
need
no,
to
no,
retro
no,
it?
no, no,
Probably
it's-
not.
No,
You
guys.
you didn't care because I didn't care about getting
Yeah.
the cleric fee.
It's probably not important enough.
Yeah,
You had the similar questions to what you had answered on the first time around.
Alright.
Perhaps even less if he doesn't mention certain keywords.
Okay, going back into the information.
Man,
you're
what
sharing with
happens
us.
if we go and see Alexander and say, Hester?
We don't need to fuck with that.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
He's retarded.
How's your wound, by the
So
way?
Yellow.
you've shared the information.
Okay, the information that the two at the archives have been found out. The whole party knows.
I want to
Well,
relay.
not all the information.
I want to relay that we followed up the lead on the part of the painting that we found.
Whoa,
The count found in the room.
What? The count found in
Yeah, because the count wouldn't share any information with.
I don't think I found it. I think
You
it was
didn't
right.
find it.
No, you didn't.
You
Urbag
didn't
found
find it.
Okay.
Urbag found it.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have shared that information with her. This is why I'm playing it this way.
Okay.
We followed up on that and we found the.
You didn't know about that, Aisha. You did not know about the thing that Sasha is telling you about
Yeah.
right now.
We
You
found
haven't
out
reacted. I'm just
that it was
saying.
painted by a Galathar Vane, who was a half elf. We found his home, and that's where we were accosted by an old lady who was very belligerent towards us and refused to give us the
The
information.
all-powerful
that we wanted.
Granny Vane.
She well and truly superseded the ability of my spells to get the information we required out of her.
The vain artist.
The vein artist.
She would not give me the information to where he goes, and forced us by force out of her house.
Forced you by force.
Forced us by force.
It's forceful.
Well, Sasha
She
isn't
threw
that
me on the
muscular.
ground,
Oh.
Sasha isn't that muscular.
and I'm not
so-
used to having people say no.
Or throwing you around.
Yeah.
Throwing her out of their residence. Okay, what does the party wish to do next?
I think we need to find our friend Eric Brighthammer.
We've got multiple options, really. We've got Brighthammer.
And we have to find
No.
Galliffer.
We've got Galliffer Vane,
We need to find him.
We've got
the
no idea where
artist.
he is,
We could also go to the shipwrights to find out about the ship. You haven't given us that information,
No.
but we know from the artist.
But you're saying that we need to. I'm like, yeah, we might not need to go to the shipwrights to find out about the ship.
How so?
Books.
Books.
What did you
find in the books?
Wow. While Aisha was telling me stuff out of the book about the King in Yellow and Hester and stuff, I was looking at ship names. There's only one ship that starts with DAR.
Oh.
It's a merchant vessel. It's called the Dark Mistress. And the captain is Jonah Kensington.
So that's the lead we need to follow then.
Yeah.
So we need to go and see the shipwrights.
Well, no, why don't we just go and find the captain?
At the
Because the ship's easier to find than the man.
Are we thinking that the artifacts might
Well,
be
we
on
can
the
go to
ship?
the port, right? Maybe we go to the port.
I think we port maybe.
Port. Galliffer likes to paint ships. Okay, I think we go to the port next.
Alright.
And then we end on that note.
We can end on that note as you're heading towards the port. Cool. Thank you everyone for joining us in this session.
Yeah, thank you. See, splitting the party does work.
Splitting the party is a terrible
Always
idea.
works.
Well, it works when we share information.
It is a terrible idea.
In intrigue games, splitting the party is the best thing you can do because then everybody can die equally.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly wrap up.
Start talking.
No, don't start talking. That happened last time. Alright, so thanks everyone for joining us for episode 2, which is actually session 3 of The King in Yellow. Come back next week from 7 p.m-ish on Thursday. That's New Zealand time, so it's GMT plus 12. We will have episode 3 of The King in Yellow.
Hopefully next week.
Hopefully next week, provided that everything goes well. If it's not, then cancellations will come up. Join us again tomorrow night from 10 p.m. New Zealand time for Cracking Packs, and then Sunday 1 p.m. New Zealand time for Sunday Fun Day.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.